So, when we last left off, you guys were in the city of Nuln. You had just spent about a week or so of training. You had arranged a variety of exchanges, information gathering, and other tasks. You had not as of yet particularly attracted the attention of any of the authorities who may be looking for you, but you know of the presence of at least a couple, presumably one of the witch hunters and some others in the area. Your current goal from a group standpoint, story standpoint, is to track down Atelka Hertzen, wherever she may be. And last you know, she left about a month or two ago from her tower at the Black Peaks mine just south of Grisdenwald. I think at least some of you assumed she had gone to Nuln, but her contacts here that you're able to find, nobody has seen her for several months. So it doesn't seem like she's gone here. Some of you have trained and so forth and have new careers. Otherwise, everybody's now loaded up on the Heldenhammer, and which has, I believe, a fresh coat of paint. Or did you not have it painted?
We hired someone.
I thought you were going to head to that other town and have it done there.
Yeah, we're going to that.
Okay, so it's still flaking with purple and gold paint until you guys get to Grunberg, which is where your plan was to go next, because of a potential ally in a priest that George commented he knew in that town. Was there any, I think a couple of the miscellaneous things, if there's anything else you needed to purchase in town that you thought of between the last session and now, by all means, mark it off, write it down, etc. If there's anything else that people need to train at this point, let me know. You guys can certainly stay in town longer if that's the desire. I think you were talking about a career change.
When we get to the next town,
I think we should stay in town for some longer.
Yes.
I would like to point out a witch hunter
and his
entire army showed up.
Right.
And our faces are plastered on. Well, he doesn't give a fuck. But the rest of us can't hide behind the wizard's skirts.
Right.
Hide behind the church.
No, I can't.
No.
No, I can't.
They're part of the ones hunting for them.
We should probably stop at Kimberbad, then head up the river.
Yeah, the plan was to head north along the river to Kemperbad and then up and around to Grunberg
Yeah,
to talk with the contact there.
I think that's the best course of action
Okay.
because that's the only way I'm going to get my next Reik.
Okay. So you guys gonna just head out and do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to report into a friendly church.
Question is, do we want to go day and night or just the usual adventure stuff up the river?
Oh God, they will never make it.
Usual adventure stuff up and down the river.
Like drive a day, sleep at night.
No.
Maybe that's a
Well,
terrible
if you want to travel fast,
Yeah.
you can certainly try to steer through the night. That may result in damage to the boat or other further problems because the rivers aren't that navigatable even at night when you can't see where you're going.
Professional sailor.
I'd say
Yeah.
You do.
And I just up
How
my sailing
long would it take
skills,
to get to the Kimberbad?
To Kemperbad is about a week.
Then, yeah, that'd be like.
If you move hastily and go overnight, you can probably cut that in half.
Okay.
Somebody's going to have to drive during the day if your expert is driving at night.
Well, Renata or Gorp could drive it during the day. And then
Whoever you want to trust to sail the boat during the day.
Gorp.
Okay?
We're all doomed.
He's just gonna lay.
Okay?
He put his written
He
instructions
has
for
sailing skill as well.
Would you like me to introduce the two newest members
That-
of the group?
I don't care. That's up to you. You have a couple of new members. One's a halfling. One's a human. They're all dressed in ill-fitted armor with some heraldry of the Empire. At this point, he's sporting some brand new badges and so forth.
And one of them's noble blood, so that might be a possible ally as
I
well.
didn't think you'd choose that one.
Nope, that was one. That was a noble blood.
So you got five.
No,
Four.
Four of us.
Two dwarfs, a human, and a halfling.
All right.
Don't tell him about the two you killed.
Two dwarfs,
So you
a
got
human, and
three
a
and a half.
halfling enter a boat.
Fresh meat.
And two horses.
and 2 horses are on deck.
This boat's getting a little like crowded. I think we need to throw
The boat
someone
is getting a
over.
little crowded. Are you
Here
keeping
is a magic horse, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Battle axe, I guess. is what
Battle axe. Okay.
His magic horse.
Is what's her name going with you guys, or
Giselle.
is she heading off on her own
She'll
adventures?
stay on the boat.
Do people have a dagger in case I don't? If I have to use a dagger.
Well, the
Can I
thing
get-
is, in order to ride this boat up north, you do need the credit of your dagger. It's the dagger tax.
My toothpick.
No
You
bows,
can-
no
you can have my
blades,
foil.
no
It's the same
bows,
thing
no
as a dagger,
blades.
just give me-
I have a dagger. I just wanted to-
He was someone to have the dagger sheath.
Oh, I have a dagger sheet.
But if you're gonna use it,
No, because I don't use my foil.
But if we're going day and night, me and my recruits could switch out shifts. Like half could work during the day and half could work during the night.
Well, then they're going to be under my conditions.
No, they're gonna follow my orders.
I can't use the foil anyways. It's a fencing weapon,
It's offensive.
It's very offensive.
isn't it? -30 to use a weapon you're not trained in or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't use it. I didn't realize it till after I bought it.
Carter, you want to run over and grab the battle axe from the printer? Technically, the battle axe is on the rack over there, but the the battle axe attack table is over there.
Go get the battle axe if you want.
There you go. You can really strike. Yeah.
That'd be a good prop though.
So there are 3 separate careers
That you're interested in.
that I'm interested in.
Okay.
Artisan.
Okay.
That's if that's what all I can find.
Okay.
Road warden,
Okay.
bounty hunter.
Okay.
I got a plan for bounty hunter. If it happens.
You're gonna turn that in.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn someone in as me. I'm gonna give him my fancy stuff, a few of my guns.
You're under arrest.
I'm gonna kill him and turn him in, and then I'm gonna become a bounty hunter, and they're gonna be like, he caught the greatest, fanciest dude in the world.
Okay. So
I mean,
all of
that's
these
not a
as
terrible plan.
all of these is level 1.
Yeah.
Just basically say I have interest, and you take a week and you learn the basics of it.
Okay, I didn't know
Okay.
if we had to
No,
find somewhere in the story.
level 1, they're trivial. Anywhere you go, you can basically get the basics of it.
Okay.
Bounty hunter is as little as I walk up to a bulletin board and I pull a piece of paper off, and now I'm a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Technically, there's a little bit of formal
Training,
training to change your pattern. When you get to level 2, level 3, etc., that's where the requirements become more specific to what
Okay.
you're looking for. Okay.
I'm looking at bulletin board.
Okay. So if that's what your preference is,
It-
yeah,
it
then
is.
See,
any
Andy-
town effectively you can spend a week and get the basics of bounty hunting.
Andy does a montage of him nothing but pulling down bulletin
Yeah.
board
Dun,
posters.
dun, dun. 80s rock music in the background.
That's right. We convert into the montage mode as the group goes through a week of training.
But
Okay, is there anything else anybody wishes to discover, determine, or figure out in Nuln before you leave?
And we have our horses.
You have your horses.
Did you end up finding anything else about Atalka while you were in the Wizard College?
No, other than that that she's a member of like 3 different lords.
And that's supposed to be impossible, right?
Yes.
I mean, I would know that. You communicate that.
Yeah, leather barding for my horse.
So she's absolutely
Could you
chaos.
Give me a
ridden.
price for it.
Either that or she's secretly.
I could.
an elf.
Somehow.
Or she's just a really good liar.
I thought elves, even elves, could only have high
No.
magic and 1 lord.
No, elves can specifically have all the lords.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you didn't choose elf instead of rolling your
I
race?
was doing random.
You randomly rolled wizard, and you randomly rolled soldier, huh?
And he
I
ran
got some lucky
Hey.
kids.
I randomly rolled a dwarf and a slayer.
Damn.
Plus
No,
elf you have
it's
to
not that we have lucky kids; it's that you have unluck.
I feel like Slayer in
He
this.
rolled the
Say
four.
what you will. I'm actually really happy with the way this
No,
character played out.
honestly,
Priest worked out really
I
well
hate
because
Slayer
And say what you will,
I-
that you rolled the
well,
worst character.
Because I can
in
never
the
do
entire
anything else.
book.
yeah.
if you were
right, you don't have
totally
any option to go anywhere
happy,
else.
Ever.
Well,
So.
no, you don't have any legitimate exits. You can always change.
Literally make less than
The exit, if you take the official career exit,
Yeah.
it's 100 experience.
Right.
If you go to something else within your career field, it's 200. because it's not an official exit.
I guess I'm trying to stay within the role-playing.
Within the role playing, yeah, that limits you certainly. But if say for example, I mean the basis is you've dishonored yourself. If somehow you're able to reclaim your honor, then becoming a mercenary or something else would make sense.
Okay.
I mean, I would grant, given the system and everything, the world, it's probably uncommon. Normally, you're going to be dead before then. But you certainly destroyed the goblins who had taken over your home, and depending on how you deal with Atelka, that may resolve the dishonored stain from that standpoint. But so don't necessarily.
I want everybody to know I want the deed back, and I want her to sign it to give it back to my people. All right.
Okay.
Legally. Right. Role players are all about that legal process. He has legal lore. He can help you.
I don't know.
So what I'm hearing.
Oh, that
is,
was your Pathfinder character?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm hearing is you're going to effectively rob this person of the land that they paid for.
No.
They didn't pay for it.
She tricked him.
She tricked us.
She's going to sign it back under duress.
Technically, Andy, I think technically.
You're
Andy
splitting the
would be
hairs
the
now.
Yeah. Duress, willing. It's the same thing. It's all a matter of perspective.
Did I get what I want?
That's right. Okay, let me see if I can find some information on how much barding might cost.
Barding?
Barding.
Oh.
Okay, barding. 30 gold.
More than that.
Person who bards.
Okay, so in comparison, let's see, a chain shirt. What's it cost in Warhammer? Who has one of those armor tables?
I do,
chain
but
shirt.
it might
Chain
take
shirt?
me a while to find it.
Male shirt is 2 gold.
2 gold for a male shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. So comparison, leather barding, 5 gold.
Yeesh. That's not. Yeah, I would say that's pretty expensive, actually.
Yeah.
Well, for a full horse.
If you look at leather armor,
Uh-huh.
it's a hell of a lot cheaper than metal.
I'm just going as far as a conversion rate between Rolemaster chainmail to Warhammer chainmail,
Right.
and then applying the same conversion for barding, because we're using the Warhammer mechanics
I got you.
or Rolemaster mechanics and so forth.
But
It's expensive,
That is
absolutely.
ridiculously expensive.
Well, but keep in mind the horses are 70 plus gold themselves.
I didn't complain.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
not
complain. I'm
complaining.
just like deep down inside. I'm like, that's a lot of money.
But
Because
does
I'm
it-
trying to
does it
remember.
protect all the legs and everything.
It
legs?
protects the horse.
Okay.
As far as that, it covers the horse. It gives them -15 to any moving maneuvers, is a Rolemaster term.
Okay.
So if it's trying to climb a wall, it's got a -15.
There's a horse that's probably already got a -9.
Probably got a bigger number than that. Or if it's charging, it's going to
Well,
be
this
slightly
way,
slower,
Tony
that
can
sort of
climb
thing.
down the hole.
That's right. Right. So
We never
great.
told you about him, did we? First animal that comes into our group gets murdered.
That's every.
What was that?
Come on now.
Tony the
Tony the
Oh, Tony the Pony.
Yes.
We don't know he got murdered. We never
What are you
saw
talking about?
We
Like
found
I
his
said,
body.
He heard
He-
him scream.
he
screamed
fell
a battle cry.
when the big bad wolves came. He fell down the hole.
Oh, I thought we found steaming piles of
You
Tony
did.
the Pony.
Yeah, he got eaten.
We found
Yeah.
a pony.
He checked his
Yeah,
body.
it was,
We don't know if it was
a
him.
different
There
corpse.
wasn't enough. There wasn't enough left of it.
It was
to figure out.
unidentifiable, and nobody took a dental cast.
Yeah. So
We didn't take his fingerprint.
It might not have been Tony.
Tony's still out there.
He's the PB.
he is the king now.
Hee haw.
No, he's the prince's son. It's the emperor's son. Mutated into a donkey.
That's right. Pinocchio. Yep.
Okay, so with that, you guys take the boat and start heading north. Now, is your plan to go night and day, or to travel fast but normal pace traveling during the day?
Did we want to do night and day?
Yeah.
Night and day, you expect you can probably get to Kemperbad in 4 days.
So is our goal to get to Kemperbad as fast as possible?
You get away from Nolan as fast as possible.
Get away from
yeah.
the witch hunter as fast
So
as
we
possible.
want to do.
Yeah.
So we do want to do night and
Yeah.
day.
I
What's
think
the
that's
risk
probably
of
the
us
best
sinking?
option.
Sinking, probably not. Getting stuck on a sandbar for a few days or suffering significant damage to the boat is where the risk is.
We've done this.
Sinking.
We've done this before.
Oh, yeah.
How hard
Guys,
would it be?
before
to
we
sink
leave
a
the
boat?
town, What
To
if
sink
we
the
buy
boat, it would take
trade
significant hull
supplies
damage.
to go the Kemper bag?
That's not a bad idea.
Well, in all reality,
Like explosives.
We've used up quite a bit of storage on the boat, though. We got 2 war horses now.
Well, we
They're
can
not.
save
They're
our
not.
spawns.
They're
We're
not
also
in the
dead.
hold.
Yeah, they're not in the hole.
you get them all smashed.
The hold is only about 5 feet tall, and there's no ramp.
Okay. I didn't know.
And yours have barred, so it can't climb very well anymore.
Yeah.
So
No, the, hor-
That's gonna be what gets it.
the
See
horse.
this horse on a ladder.
I don't know how much gold everybody else
That,
has,
that's extra gold for training.
but as,
Gold do we
as a
have?
group, we've got some.
What should we have?
I could throw in 10 gold.
So it would take like heavy.
So we
fire.
can do the same thing we did last time. If we buy it, everybody gets their percentage back, and then
Yeah.
are we willing to use some of the?
I say we use it out of the group funds.
Well, yeah, but depending on how much
Yeah,
group
and
fund we have,
Well,
we can
and-
feed into our own pot to get a little bit more.
Yeah, if you want to add some of your own too,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine. We can.
We
can
need
do
to
that.
find a commodity that
That's what's going around
Timberbat
money.
needs, though.
Well, Kemperbad's an artisan town,
They are.
and this is the industry
So
town,
what do they need?
so...
Pot?
No, they sell pot.
6.5
It's an artisan,
years
they're
of
gonna
my
use
life.
The pot to
They
make
sell
it.
pots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We just threw 6.5 years of my life out like it was nothing.
What?
I got here's 10 gold. That's 6.5 years.
Oh God, yeah.
My,
It's-
That's what I was like. I didn't say anything about the amount I spent on that leather parting, but
Yeah.
my guy like internally probably had a heart attack.
Jesus.
Does anybody else want to throw personal money in?
Well, keep in mind we are. This is session 16 of chapter 3.
Did you actually
They
put that
just
in there?
now got
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah.
Wait, what else do we do?
This
We're gonna
is a
buy
major investment
goods
for
to
them
take
to buy
with us.
horses.
To 10.
And this took the
So
whole
it would take
campaign
like
to
heavy
to
explosives
save up.
to
There are no such
I
thing as
offer
heavy
my,
explosives that you
10
can
pence
purchase.
if you'll-
You can buy grenades.
So
10
I'm
pence.
getting
if I were to throw in
You can
nine
buy
gold,
grenades,
what
or
would
you
happen?
can conceivably
If we
buy
sell
a
the
barrel
stuff
of
for more than
gunpowder.
what it was worth,
with those break.
then you get a profit. You get your 9 gold back plus
like the
whatever
stock
profit.
They
is.
could.
But if we get there, and
Depends
they're
on
like,
where you
"Listen,
place
we don't
them."
want to buy your garbage, or something happens to us when we're sailing there,
Yeah.
and we lose.
It's
some of the
literally the
product.
stock market.
Yeah, it's
So,
a gamble.
There should be a price for black
I'll
powder
toss in 4
in the
gold.
thing,
Okay.
as well as a
So
scarcity.
do I mark that off
You
for
need
now?
a
Yep,
five
mark it
a
off
5-pound keg for a barrel of gunpowder, if that's what you're looking for.
No. What would be the weakest point in a ship?
I don't know.
Oh.
Perhaps you should talk to a ship expert.
Do I know?
Well, are you a ship expert?
Yes.
Sure.
There you go. Then you know as much as you know.
Okay, so a weak point on a ship would probably be the bottom, because if you hit the bottom of the ship, then the water goes in the bottom and then it fills up.
That's some expertise there. I can see how that would
You know,
work.
we just had a conversation about you. Was it yesterday or the day before? We were talking about your role play, right? And we were no shit because we don't really know you that well. Dad and I were talking in the kitchen together. We were making dinner, and we were contemplating you. And then I said, you know what, man? His fucking role playing is on point. He's got the best role playing out of all of us because you had us utterly convinced you were an idiot. Just dumb, and we were just like, and then in the last couple game sessions, we've both been like, okay, he's role playing the character, and he's not really functionally retarded. And I was like, man, that is some of the best role playing I've seen from anybody in a
I'm
long
not sure
time.
if you
So-
should be offended
Yeah,
or
wait
not.
a minute.
I'm like, okay.
All the time they're like, oh, he's such bless his heart.
Yeah. And after
Okay.
5 or 6 sessions, they realized maybe that's not him.
Because I mean, you
So
guys
who's the
called me
retard
dumb
now?
immediately, 'cause so we don't have any time to really.
Right.
I like it.
Who's the retard now?
It wasn't for the first 3 sessions that he played his character. It was Forrest Gump voice.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got over that.
He's getting a shrimp.
Thank
in
God.
there.
I was getting
That's
ready
what
to
he
say.
said. No, that's what
Come on,
he,
man.
that was it.
We made the jokes.
That's good.
For recreational purposes.
Yeah.
How many explosives would it take to
Okay, so
It's just something I do on the
from
weekend.
my knowledge, I would say as much explosive. So think proportionally, a river kraken one river kraken can take a boat. So think about how many explosives you put in a river kraken. That's how many explosives it would take to sink a boat.
Merchants.
Right.
A riverboat
On
or
the
a big
river?
boat?
A backpack full.
Assuming we didn't leave Nuln yet.
Well,
You've left no,
in the
because as
future,
far as I know,
you might
nobody
have a
else has
story
anything
called
left.
Nine
He's
Lives.
trying to figure out how many
Yeah.
I
grenades
understand
he
he's
needs to
buying some
Yeah.
stuff before he
We're
leaves.
thinking about buying supplies.
Use that.
Okay.
to
We were
your
gonna buy
advantage.
a-
If there's
something
anything
to
you
take
guys
that
need to do as far as supplies, feel free to mark it down, write it down. If you're trying to get as far as trade goods,
Yes.
commodities,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Marvin Sappers always just say, "Are you going to be there when it blows up? If not, you put as much as you can get in there."
The real trick is the shape charge. The best way is put the bomb, light the bomb, lay on the bomb.
Yep.
Then it goes one direction.
Right, away from you.
And you fly.
you know, in all reality, that would work with my silver platter. You just lay.
Excellent. That silver plower is invulnerable.
That's right.
So, I'm
So
gonna buy like a flask of gunpowder.
Eventually, someone's going to shoot
Like-
you.
Okay,
and
that's
actually
the equivalent
gonna
of
go
20
off.
shots.
A water skin of gunpowder.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of 20 shots.
If I am
that will
anywhere
roll
near
below.
Don't know how
him
much that is.
and hearing any of this
In
conversation,
the equipment list, in the book, it'll list
About how
ammo.
much
It's
explosives
probably
it
on
takes
there
to
for
blow up a
gunpowder
boat.
I will
and
not let
shot.
him out of my sight. If I hear him having any of this conversation, I'm not letting him out of my sight. I don't trust him.
I'm assuming this is all just general conversation people are having. Okay.
If he has any explosives on the boat and he tries to use them, it's your job to kill him.
Okay,
Or-
now keep in mind the explosives he's purchasing, gunpowder,
It's just.
he's fully loaded with the stuff.
But
What? No one knows.
Here-
Wait a minute. What are you using to
Mr.
fire
Six
your-
Guns?
But see, I'm
He did not walk around
But
going,
in
"What will
game-
it take to blow the boat up?"
I don't know that his is the same as his.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Well, he hasn't blown up the boat yet.
Neither is he.
Well, he hasn't even been on the boat for a trip yet, has he?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I've been traveling with you since Altborn.
You were his.
Yeah, he's
he
been
worked
around us
for
for
you.
at least a
All
solid
the
week.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the protagonist. Yeah, I forgot. He's the after the hunter. Yeah.
Don't work in-
You're just
don't
used to
know
his
that.
characters dying frequently.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
used to
he's
him
the
having a new
protagonist.
one about every other week. So
Hey, Dad.
Yes?
Is a
Am I
foil,
No,
what?
is it like a blunt weapon?
No.
No.
A foil is a very thin blade. It's like the rapier.
do you
Oh.
want my foil?
But thinner.
I thought
Thinner.
it was like that thing that you.
A foil doesn't have an edge.
No.
Would you
It's
like?
also useful to wrap up your baked potato with.
Would you like me to just
Do you actually still wrap yours? I don't.
I don't eat baked potatoes anymore.
Ben? Do you just want me to give you mine?
Diabetic?
I don't need it.
No,
Potato have
I'm
anything to
looking
do with
for
carbs.
a better
I can't
weapon
eat
than a
carbs.
hand axe.
Is there enough carbs in it?
A battle axe.
Potato is nothing but
Yeah,
carbs.
about
No.
Julian. It's
No,
not
like
sugar
a
carbs,
one-handed
but
It's not
still
weapon
carbs.
that'd be
sugar
better.
carbs
Balsam.
and regular carbs, both bad.
No,
I,
is
so
it
I
sword
don't, I don't eat baked
Is it
potatoes.
sword
I
breaker
eat
two
potato
hands?
every now and then, but not
Use
not in
it.
huge quantities.
Everybody-
Certainly not what I used to eat.
I don't know, Dad.
These
He's about to
Belgians
get to the
in
commodities
Rolemaster
and they got
is the
distracted
best.
again.
I got
Good
distracted, yes.
Oh, you cut
You can
potatoes
get.
out of my diet. That'd be like
There's
90%
only
of my
one
food
better, but it has a
source.
huge break.
It's vegetables and protein.
What's
And that's
that?
the Morning Star.
How are you not skinnier?
It's a lot of vegetables and a lot of protein.
Oh man.
I don't see any morning.
If I moved over to
It's
a
not on
vegetable
there, I
protein
looked.
diet,
I
I would
originally
look like him.
I lost 50 pounds.
But it's
I would say
the,
if you look at pictures of him from a while ago. From
Yeah.
like,
I
when we were
remember we
kids,
were here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's lost a
when I
lot
was
of
first, well, I've regained it, but because I drink a lot of coffee and a lot of half and half in it. So I supplement with extra fat in other things.
Ooh.
So I have not kept it off,
Distraction.
and admittedly I don't keep up with the 8 miles of walking I'm supposed to do every day.
What?
So
God damn, that's like an hour plus of walking.
that's
Yeah.
8 miles.
8 miles.
That's over 2 hours of
I
walking.
was saying,
Yeah.
what kind
If you're
of?
really, trucking,
Yeah, ideally, I mean that's what the treadmill's for. I'm supposed to do 1 to 2 hours a day walking on it. I don't have the time for it.
Yeah, nobody does.
So
That's all this garbage.
Hey, Dad.
yes, Ben.
That's all.
What do you need,
I
Ben?
was trading my hand axe for a falchion.
I don't care if it's equivalent price. You can sell one for 50% and pay another 50% for the next.
Could I? Another question for recreational purposes. Could I extend the fuse of the bomb?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have
The
knowledge
The
of
group
how
has
to use
the
that.
group has a couple of techniques for that. 1, you buy a longer fuse. 2, you have NDP on it.
That's right. It sells it
Where
right now.
are you
Definite
going with this?
fuse.
What are you gonna try and do?
Here's the thing. He's got no
Just
training in any of this, so
That's why he's asking all these questions.
Recreational
He's a
purposes.
curious youngin.
he's
Yeah,
gonna-
so I'm simply trying to get more information so I can inform him further on the dangers of explosives on a boat.
Sure. He's just a curious youngin looking
George
for something
is pure
to
explosive.
something
What are
to
you
do.
talking about? That's
Okay,
all
yeah.
that is.
This guy
Maybe
explodes.
gunpowder.
This guy explodes. This guy catches on fire.
I just open a portal of hell
I
and
am
use the
going
energy
to-
there to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna extend the fuse.
But I have
Prevent-
Manon on my
prevent.
side, so it's okay.
And yet, I don't have the church after me.
Okay. By default,
As much.
a grenade has a fuse that will go off at the end of the round.
No, thank you.
Okay.
By
You
default.
by default. Now you can have a longer fuse. You determine before you light it how long that fuse is. Will it go off at the end of the round, at the end of the next round, at the end of 10 rounds later? It's not changeable once you light it. You could conceivably cut the fuse and stop it, or light the fuse lower down on it and burn it faster.
Okay.
But that's also subject to your ability to use said bomb and understand how long and fast it's going to burn.
So I have time if needed to get away.
Subject to your knowledge of bombs and how fast the fuse will burn.
And how
Look at it
nice
this
the
way.
fuse really is.
Go, okay, if the fuse is this long, and I need it to be 10 times longer, that should be good.
In a modern society with a current fuse, absolutely, they are reliable.
Yep.
In a black powder society, the
so
fuse
much.
tends to go.
Yep.
It'll jump.
like crazy.
There's a you start modifying the fuse, there will be some randomness involved.
Okay.
Okay, the longer you make said fuse, the more the randomness will play into it.
My
So you
job
go.
was nothing but explosives when I was in the military. It was a lot of fun, but I will not use black powder fuses.
No, they are very unpredictable.
I'm gonna make it last about.
What was your MOS?
Well, Bravo.
I can just choose
Explosives. It's engineer.
Oh, I thought 12 Bravo was a
Okay.
infantryman.
Alright.
But like I said,
It
by
is
default,
with
it's
explosives.
whatever.
Oh,
It's
11
at the end
Bravos.
of the round. You choose whenever you do it
Okay.
when you want to blow things up.
So literally, I was the
Okay,
engineer,
I'm
so
trying
I was
to
the guy
find.
who
Okay, so you guys are
destroyed
in
things,
Nuln,
built things.
Very cool.
and you are trying to find something that would go to Kemperbad.
Correct.
Okay, so Kemperbad produces armaments, trade, wine, and brandy. Trade would be just general trade goods.
Right.
Okay, they are known for the finest brandy in the Empire.
Is that a combat engineer?
And they have a local ferry, which doesn't really matter much.
It's horrible.
Nuln,
Horrible job.
Wiesbrook, Bogenhaven.
It had to be fun. It's not
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Start.
It was a horrible job.
Nuln, pretty much they export whatever you would want. I mean, it's a big enough industry. Their focus is certainly high-end military equipment and machinery, things like that. Most of which is probably not going to be a trade good sort of thing.
Right.
They import all sorts of stuff, predominantly coal and metals. What is it? What sort of trade goods are you looking for?
Well, if the artisans in Kemperbad would need metal, but they're using the metal here to create their own thing, so we're not going to be.
You're not going to be able to get a good price on metal here
Right.
because it's going to be in high demand. And weapons, they'd argue here the weaponry manufacturing is going to be mass production
Yeah.
rather than fine quality like in Kemperbad. Okay, but buying weapons here to sell them in Kemperbad isn't going to be productive.
Right.
So we're in Russia.
Do you still have these?
Yeah. So there's not much here to really take. Yeah, we
Most
got-
anything that comes in is being produced. So if you have some finished goods you want to buy, you could do that.
Gotcha.
But there's not much call for large scale
What about
finished
slaves?
goods.
the front?
Slaves? No, the Empire they're currently disallowed.
Oh, I thought you said
Black market.
I thought you said slaves, like
They're-
Santa
By drugs.
slay.
Drugs they got. There's plenty of that. If you know anybody with underworld connections.
Any of you guys a CD type?
What?
You know,
I
you look
don't.
like a pirate.
Or a druid.
not.
CD type.
Yes.
Give us what about drugs then?
Nobody said yes.
I'll see if I can.
So, do I go ahead and mark back my gold?
Okay.
It's not my money.
Yeah, we're not going to find anything here, so yeah. Everybody put your gold back to you.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay.
We'll think of known as the importer, like.
Yeah. Nuln is a good place to bring things to. Leaving from Nuln, unless you have something specific in mind, is difficult.
I guess we could, since our goal is to get to Grenberg, which is a shipyard, import, like, weaponry.
Yeah, let's bring stuff back this way. Or
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep track of what's in each town. That way we can set up a
We're not gonna.
permanent.
A trade empire.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys
I'm
are here
okay with that.
right now at Nuln.
Right.
Okay, so I believe everybody has what they need now. Okay, so and did you decide if you're going to sail all day or all night, or just go during the day where it's safe?
Okay, so
If you just go during the day, it's safe, no issues. Okay, barring random encounters, etc., no problems. If you travel at night on the boat, you have you risk a mishap, which means you're going to need to make sailing checks for each night.
okay, so then in that case, I'm gonna have Dip sailing at night, and I'm gonna have Gorp sailing during the day, and I want like some people up during the day and some people up during the night, just in case we
I'm
need
up there at night.
some protection.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what me and my recruits are going to be doing.
Okay,
So,
so figure that
all
out.
night.
yeah,
Yep.
I already have it figured out.
Okay, so you got some crew that are up at night, everybody else is sleeping, and then during the day, some people are up, and everybody else is sleeping. Is your plan to stop at traveler taverns and buy food, or are you bringing supplies?
What do we think?
And it was.
Food costs money.
Food costs a lot of money.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, you're eating out every day versus bringing a backpack of nuts.
I'd say bringing a backpack of nuts.
It's a week's worth of rations. Yeah,
I don't
but
need
Yeah,
backpack
let's do
for that.
rations.
Okay.
Avoid going to shore as much as possible.
What's the cost of rations?
I got you.
Yeah.
Like I
I
said,
figured everyone
You
was
got
looking
it.
it up.
You got it.
the trade-off is you also don't necessarily hear any local news, or at least a reduced amount, because you still got to talk to toll collectors and guards and
It's
things like that. but
10 brass per day per person.
How much is the tavern?
taverns, I believe.
1 silver, according to this.
Okay.
Jesus, for what?
Yeah, it's takeout.
Or one,
That's why I got
one
really
silver
expensive.
per meal at a tavern.
Oh my God.
I'll do that.
So 3 silver a day.
When I'm
I
at
mean,
gold
that's
level, I
all.
have to spend the money.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Well, and that's a valid thing, because you're effectively traveling for a week. So think in terms of your lifestyle. With your lifestyle, does living at brass level make sense? Or, like he's saying, he's got to maintain his health level at a minimum.
And I need to look at bulletin boards and hear
What's
gossip.
warrior priest 2? I want to say it's like silver 2.
I
or
think
something.
it's silver too.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and spend the
So if we message you on
Brass,
this
yeah.
the groceries.
Discord?
Discord,
Uh-huh.
will you get it?
I won't get it right now because I
many
don't
days are we
typically.
traveling?
I'm not on Discord here. I could be if we want to do something along those lines.
No, that's okay.
What I can do here is just give you a note, a card.
It's, it's nothing special. I already told everybody I was doing it.
Okay.
Unless they get really angry with me, I'm using that troll call 3 to 4 hours a night.
Okay. Yeah.
what?
Just
Troll call. Brrr.
I'm up with you, so I don't.
Brrr.
Because he's gonna kill a troll.
Oh my god.
Just wait till he gets an answer.
He blows it, and then off in the distance, we think it's an echo. Right? Really slowly.
Why is the echo coming closer? Pause, wait.
And then it's angry. It's a female call, so they're males. And then they see him.
210 brass is how much?
So how
210
much?
brass is
How long we're traveling?
You guys are traveling for, assuming you make it there, about 4 days to get to Kemperbed.
4 days?
Now, but if we are stopping to get food, like
If you're stopping, that doesn't change anything because you're still traveling all
we
night.
can still get gossip.
You can still get gossip for those of you who are eating at the tavern.
Yeah. I marked down my silver.
Oh, you're tavern.
Okay.
I will stay on the boat eating groceries and grab them as necessary.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, Ben.
Okay, I have a question and a few statements. Okay, the question is, can you put me a falchion sheet? So I have that. And my statements are, the watches for the recruits.
I don't need to know that right now.
Okay.
As long as you have it recorded, I'm good.
So you said it's going to take 4 days to get
4 days and the night to get to Kemperbad, assuming you don't wreck the boat.
I'm not going to wreck the boat, don't worry. You have my word.
Okay.
I swim really
5
well.
minutes in.
And a similar.
But
5
if it
minutes
does-
leaving Nolan.
But if it does,
Okay.
I
Make
know how to
it
swim.
as soon as you leave. Give me a
Don't
boat
worry,
ride.
guys. I know how to swim.
He's the
He
only
does.
one.
That means grab a hold of him as the boat's going down, right?
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
He's an expert swimmer.
To
He
be
should able
safe,
swim all of us
to be safe, everybody should tie themselves to each other, including
Yes.
the sailor, and so you don't slip off the boat, carry something heavy.
Yeah.
Armor.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, hold him.
And if you need to know how to properly not swim, Andy can show you.
I got pretty good
Not
at
gonna let
gripping
that go,
water
huh?
at one point, so
He has nearly drowned a few times.
in every campaign.
You had like a record for holding your breath underwater, though.
Okay, where is...
We do it for floaties. And I need some really big ones. I weigh like 500 damn pounds.
Just two Sigmar Amber floaties. Just
It's okay, guys.
He just pulls a cord, and out of all the little cracks, this little.
That would have been something to invest in at Nuln. Have some invent something like
Yeah,
that for
an
you.
engineering marvel.
actually, Kemperbad might be a good because it's artisans.
I really dislike how Warhammer has everything organized.
You mean it doesn't?
Yeah, as in the lack of any sort of organization.
So I found a talent that is listed that I can get in, but it's
He's
nowhere.
just leave him alone. He's
Give me
obviously
just a
something.
second.
Sorry.
If you have a talent that's listed that you can get, then you have the basic training within your class at your current level. You can spend experience at any time to actually have received it. If it's in another level or another class, it's just not available. Okay, so first off, give me 4 sailing rolls.
Okay, so first one.
I'm not gonna use the manly luck dice.
Unless you guys want to crash, I mean.
I love the manly luck. Yeah.
That's right.
They're the dice we
So
got.
my first one would be a 103.
No problem.
Oh.
That's a rock.
My next one would be 105.
Okay. You slightly get better the second night.
Next one is like
2.
120 something. Okay, and then on that one I'll use a fate point. I mean a fortune.
A fate point.
No.
He's really right.
It was a
Okay, that time I got 150.
Okay, so 4 days of travel go fairly uneventfully. Now, how many of you are eating in the tavern?
Me.
Just the 3 of you? Okay, so the 3 of you, make sure you mark off, 12 shillings
Yeah.
for the trip. Yeah, 3 meals a day at 1 silver apiece for 4 days. Then give me 4 gossip tests. Every time you get over 101, you get a rumor.
Am I allowed to do that as well?
No, because you're not eating in the tavern.
Well, that was an 8, so I didn't get anything.
Everybody else for associated talking with guards, boat captains, etc. I'll give you 1 gossip test for the
So
trip.
far 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So far 1.
assuming you're awake during the day.
Just 1.
3.
Oh, yeah.
If you're awake during the day, you get to roll because otherwise you're sleeping and you don't talk to anybody.
Should I roll for dip and
Three
regatas
successes?
then? since
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I got 1 success out of the 4
Okay,
days.
so each of those roll a single d10 for your respective rumor. If they double up, then a couple of you have heard it. Okay. Along the way, one of the rumors you hear is that the Emperor has recently been seen in public soothing public fears that he was sick, mutated, or worse. He apparently took part in an investiture ceremony for new members of the Reiksguard, one of the Empire's elite military units. At least one source, however, reports hearing that the Emperor didn't look like himself, and they suspect he may not have been. Common knowledge, common belief, is he has a double to throw off assassins. Everybody's aware of that. He stumbled over the words of the Oath of Loyalty when he gave it to new recruits. My brother-in-law was there. Altdorf, born and bred he is, and he's seen the Emperor enough times to know he's looking at an imposter. Okay?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. The Emperor has called all the elector counts to Altdorf to discuss the situation between Ostland and Talabakland. Easy enough to say. As well as reports of anti-Sigmarite violence in the Middleland. These are different regions of the Empire. The elector counts are usually slow to answer the emperor's call. A reminder that he's an elected monarch and not an absolute ruler, so they sort of drag their feet a little bit, saying you can't really order us around. But a common belief is the situation is urgent. The meeting is expected to take place within the month. And you rolled a 7, you said?
Yeah.
River patrol recruiters have been seen in Marienburg trying to conscript seasoned boatmen and marines despite the wasteland's long independence from the empire. So Marienburg is in the southwest of the empire, fairly close to actually where you guys are at. And it's considered an independent country, a city-state. They've always been independent of the empire, but they have been conscripting boatmen and marines. Basically means worse than draft.
Ready for war.
Yeah, it's I got a club. You're working for me now.
Shanghai.
At Marienburg.
Ah, we're getting dangerously close to Marienburg.
You are, and you have some. You have a few people that would qualify for that. For that conscription. Yes. Did you make your gossip check on any of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 9, 10.
Okay, so 3 of them. So one of them is number 1's the same thing you heard that he got you. 9 is something strange is happening along the Reik between Kemperbad and Grissenwald, which happens to be where you guys are at. Okay. Although this stretch of the river has seen fewer reports of mutant attacks than many other places, scarcely a week has gone by without some deformed corpse being fished out of the river. Okay? Perhaps something or someone is hunting mutants to keep the river safe for honest traders. There's also reports of strange noises at night going up and down the river, and they suspect there may be trolls in the area.
Oh my god.
Wait, maybe that's keeping away the mutants. Found a troll.
Well, you gotta think, we also found that body right outside that fort.
You did.
We get sunk by a
Yeah,
troll. I'm blaming
Hey.
you.
Castle Wittgenstein is rumored to be, or has a reputation of being an evil place. That's that one castle you guys went by originally when you went down south that had the village at the base of the base
Yeah,
of the
we were
river.
just like, nope.
And you guys decided, yep, we're not going by there. The big black castle has a reputation for being an evil place, cursed by the gods in punishment for unspeakable sins one of its family committed a century or more back. Old Dagmar was a wizard of the worst sort. This current generation is scarcely any better. The inhabitants of nearby Wittgendorf have fallen prey to a terrible deforming plague and pass along appalling tales of degradation within the castle.
Wasn't that the similar rumor we had last time? We were like, no, we don't want to get mutated.
No.
We're moving on.
Well,
Sounds like where she's at. We need to go there.
That was also the castle where we found the mutant
There's
body.
no evidence that she's there. If she created mutants, the last town would have been full of them.
Okay, now
Instead, they were full of fucking dwarves.
Wittgendorf that they're referring to is right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So close enough.
We're gonna be going right by it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All along the river here is where you've heard rumors of trolls and so forth. And a lot of people are reporting they've heard trolls at night recently. It's not a common thing, but they've been hearing trolls near the river. So they caution you to be wary, because river trolls will sneak up and flip your boat if you're not careful. They're like hippos in that way.
So apparently there are trolls nearby. So use your.
What's a hippo? Like anybody in this whole continent.
They know what hippos are.
Yeah,
They know
so-
hippos.
They don't have hippos.
Sure they do.
Where's
Yeah.
Europe have hippos?
Right here. In.
At the zoo.
Do your call even harder.
Fiona.
Europe doesn't have any trolls either.
Maybe. You can claim the head of the troll.
It's modeled after Europe.
They've heard stories of hippos. Hippos with 6 legs. Hippos with black fur.
Yeah.
You realize there's hippos in South America, right?
In South America.
You know why they're there?
Yeah, because what was that drug lord's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought him over.
And then they escaped, and they They have no natural predators, so they have just expanded. They're taking over rivers.
They're taking over rivers and shit, destroying wildlife and
Whatever the
stuff.
cocaine king was, whatever. his
Oh,
name was,
wow.
but,
El Chapo?
Yeah, no, older, back further. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, well, the anacondas and such are probably not big enough to deal with the hippos most of the time.
Say hippos destroy crocs.
They just
Oh yeah,
Everything. They're angry.
they destroy river barges too.
Yes.
The only things that I'm aware of that really get them are like lions,
Not my
and that's if they catch a smaller one outside the water,
They're just too big.
and the whole
And
pack
mean.
jumps in. And
I love the video that it's got this motorboat going and you can tell it's moving and that hippo is right on it. Like,
Comes out the last minute. It's like, hey, how's it going?
But then you
Did
see
any of
cutesy
you that were
videos
just
from the zoos, and you're like, oh, it's harmless.
No.
It's dangerous as
well, next time you
bears.
get up, could you maybe a bottle of water?
The babies
Whenever you get
are
up,
even
no rush.
dangerous.
I got it.
Okay. Did any of you that were up during the day succeed at your gossip roll?
Yes. I would have been up during the day eating and stuff.
Well, yeah, but you were eating anyways. Everybody else who
Oh.
was just up during the day
Gotcha.
interacts with river patrols, etc. They may have heard a rumor as well. So it doesn't sound like anybody succeeded there. Okay, so 4 days later, late in the evening, you guys arrive in Kemperbad. As before, the city is built up on a cliff overlooking the river. The docks are at the riverside, obviously. You can either take the lift system that's controlled by dwarven engineers for 1 silver to the top, or you can climb 333 stairs along the side, which will take about 45 minutes and leave you exhausted at the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, full armor. I'm taking the elevator.
How long do we
elevator.
Okay.
plan on staying in Kimberville?
Well, weren't we just stopping here to grab supplies real quick and then go move
Well,
on?
I thought he was trying to find a larger town with a.
Yeah, that's.
Well, the
we-
priest,
I have
priest,
to.
priest is in Grunberg, my contact.
Your contact is in Grunberg.
That's,
But-
we have to go all the way up there.
I was gonna try to get my endorsement while we're here, but it all depends on what we determine the local mood is like. Like if there's
Okay.
witch hunters patrolling the streets or bounty hunters walking around.
It's
it might
2
not be-
brass to park your boat
Okay.
for the
I got
dock
it
fees.
covered. I got it covered.
What are the other boats like?
The other boats here, there's a variety of trade barges, river boats just like yours. There is a Empire patrol boat that sort of monitors the bay and the harbor and everything. And yeah, I mean there's maybe half dozen boats or so coming and going at any given time.
Any of
Um,
them have the markings up?
Yeah, they're all just the locals.
Okay.
So how long are you guys going to stay? You got business in town?
Didn't we want to get the
I-
boat repainted
how-
here?
Well,
Yeah, we did.
No, next time we were going to get it painted.
Grunberg is where you
Oh,
want to do that. That's the boat city, boat town.
Do you
I
have to
have a dwarf
spend time to
contact
get your
right there.
endorsement? Or
Not particularly, no. I
Okay.
just walk in
Keep
and they
going.
have to acknowledge my accomplishments, which, yeah. And,
What have you achieved? Well, I got myself wanted in like 3 towns. Over
don't you
1
know who
week.
I am?
Well,
I've got the
now,
death sentence in 3 systems.
so just one day then, stay overnight until morning, and then
Yeah.
you do what you gotta do, and we take off.
I asked you if you could ask around about a tall fellow and be doing the same thing.
I don't really want to
Okay,
drive this
sure.
town. I really don't want to.
Okay. So you two are going to go check around for a
I'm not
Telka?
with him because I don't want to hurt his influence.
Okay.
But I am definitely going around town and asking about it.
Okay, so you two are going to separate and go about town? Okay.
I hope, yes.
Okay. And any of you else want to do anything for the night?
oh,
Late
um,
late into the night, I'm gonna sneak around by the dock.
Okay.
What is the wizardry type here?
Is there a college here?
There
that
is
what
no
you're
college
asking?
here.
No.
Okay,
It's
I'm
only
gonna
it's only the big towns that have.
Now, there's an outpost where you can get basics. It's a small library, but a full university is only the big cities.
I burnt the silver.
That's
for
fine.
the elevator.
I don't have the XP for it anyway. So I was
Okay.
just wondering.
It's a silver. It's a silver for the elevator. If you want to stay at the taverns and inns up above, it's another silver for the night, including food. You can stay on the boat if you want, as long as you don't cause any disruptions or anything like that. There are a handful of guards that maintain the docks, and the dwarf crew mans the inn or the lifts throughout the night.
Do they have a Temple of Manon here?
Yes.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay. Shrine of Manon.
Yeah, should not
Okay.
go pray there.
Okay, so you
I'll
got
I'll stay the night till about like late in the night
okay.
when like the trolls die down
They
on
don't.
the boat. Well,
That would defeat the purpose if the patrols went away.
yeah, but
I mean, the
when
patrol.
would people
The
start getting tired and like tired enough into the night that
okay.
they wouldn't start swapping out early enough. I'm waiting
Okay.
for them to be wary.
The patrols aren't constant. It's not like there's guards on the docks all the time, but they walk by. You'd say maybe every 30 minutes or so.
Oh, alright.
Okay. On the boats, there's several boats that are basically just moored up and tied and just left. There's several boats that have people on them. Your boat has at least a couple of war horses and I think about a dozen people.
Okay.
Depending on who's staying on the boat and
I
who's
think
going
we
into
need
the
to start
city.
investing in a second boat.
You might at least an extension on that, a trailer for your boat.
That's right. Horse trailer.
I do not mind. I will take a second.
The other boats here, there's maybe another 8 boats. 2 of them look empty. They look like they've just recently been unloaded. They're ready to load stuff up tomorrow. Couple of them are loaded up with straw and grains and so forth, headed to Altdorf. And at least one has a load of coal heading to Nuln.
Alright, then
There's the last one has what looks like several gigantic barrels, probably of beer or wine, probably the brandy from the town. That one's heading towards Nuln.
so the
Now, when I say big casks, these aren't like pony kegs you can lift. These are like 500-gallon barrels
Dang, where are they gonna put
does
on the barge.
that? I know. Where does it go after that?
It's going to Nuln.
No, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, where do they put it?
They have crane systems.
Yeah, they have crane systems to lift them off the boat, and then they break it down into bottles and things
Oh,
like that.
okay.
does
They
the
don't. They roll it through town.
All right, where do you put a 500
They could.
gallon barrel of alcohol?
You load it on a wagon and you take it to a distributor who breaks it down into bottles or casks or whatever. But for mass production and transport, you put it in a giant
I didn't
cask.
know if they just set it in the
The
back of a
18-year-old
bar.
said in your stomach.
Yes, in your stomach. You
Does
store it
the-
in the doors.
does the alcohol boat have
Last
people on
week.
it like
Yeah.
watching?
Yeah, there's several armed guards that are stationed on the boat, given that this is Kemperbad brandy that they're known for.
How about the coal boat?
The coal boat has what looks like an old guy. He's half asleep. He's sitting on the side of a boat with a fishing pole, drowsing and snoring while his line is in the water.
Alright.
Oh, he's gonna get eaten by a troll.
I'm going
He
to
might. In the distance, you hear a "Bark." One of the guards on the dock says, "Excuse me."
right after a patrol finishes late in the night,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to put like a black cloak on.
Okay.
Just some
You have a black cloak.
I have a cloak.
Okay, so you put your cloak on.
I put my cloak on. Attempt to sneak up to the coal boat.
Okay. And take care of that boat.
Yes.
Is that I gather what your basic intent there. So okay.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
Oh,
He's
that.
gonna steal coal.
Definitely.
You two are looking around town. Are you going tonight or are you gonna wait till morning? I mean, there's plenty of nightlife. There's things going on if you want to do that. Or
we
you can
arrived
wait-
at night? I thought
Yeah,
we
you
were-
guys arrived in the evening.
Okay, then probably going to a tavern then.
Okay.
If I can talk my way onto the lift without paying, I'll go tonight.
No.
Otherwise, I'm waiting till morning to climb up the steps.
I'm
I'm gonna appeal to their dwarven good nature and
Give me a diplomacy or charm test.
82.
Okay.
80. Sorry.
80. Okay. They knock it down to 12 brass for you.
Hey,
All
that.
right, I'll go back to the.
I'll give him the 12 ferrous.
Okay, you pay
So-
for him?
Sure.
Okay. He offers you. He says, "Great, you're free."
I'm
Well, thank you.
I'm actively looking at the boards. for,
Okay, yeah, you're
bounties
looking
that
for
aren't us.
bounty. That aren't
That
you?
aren't
Okay,
us.
okay. Yeah, you do see several posters that are you, or at least are pretty close as far as descriptions and everything. They do look a little older at this point, a little tattered, but there definitely seems to be some interest in you guys. There's a handful of other people that you don't necessarily recognize since it's a brand new career choice for you, but you take note of the different ones in case you happen to come across them.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So you actually did the career change?
I'm going to.
He's working on it.
This is what because the whole 7-day type thing. I gotta get there, but
Right.
He's
Me
only
and
got
the
his close for
recruits
looking at
are
that one.
going to be on
Right.
the boat.
That's close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, your crew's staying on the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, and you staying on the boat?
Yes.
Okay. So, is anybody else doing anything else in town? All right, now we just have these three. You're going to do something? You're going to the temple tonight? You're going to the Shrine of Manon.
you're going to try.
Yeah, I'm going to Manon.
Yeah, that's actually down by the docks anyway, so it's
Yeah,
close.
I'm fine, dude.
That one's easy.
Yeah.
Should I go straight to the
Yes!
church?
No.
The best plan is always to go straight to the church.
Well, my thought process is this.
We go. Grab it when we're about to leave.
I like your thought process.
And then we're leaving behind for a week. And then you can meet us at our next location we're going to. Somewhere down the river.
I feel paybacks.
That's exactly what he did.
All I gotta say is, I think the drop from the cliff down to the dockside, you're gonna end up not living. So just remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, then you
don't
have to
jump
pay
for the boat.
silver. Then you have to pay a silver for the lift.
You know, Sean, you really suck making me feel bad about killing an old man.
You haven't done anything yet.
I don't know what you're saying. I know why I would go tonight, and it's probably the same reason why you would go tonight.
Go before they realize I'm in town.
And go before it gets busy.
Yeah.
If it's a night, there's only going to be random dude's going to answer the door type thing. I agree with you.
If he goes tonight,
So you're gonna head tonight?
Somehow I'm going to be left in town again.
You and I both.
Okay. So you guys all split up, head your different ways. I assume you guys pick a tavern to meet at later on, whenever you need to.
Sure.
Or at least to meet back at the boat in the morning. Okay. Everybody heads out. Go ahead. You guys are looking for information regarding Natelka.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and give me gossip rolls for the two of you.
Oh, I actually passed.
You need to blow that fucking boat up soon so I can have some cover.
119.
I'm doing it.
What?
119. Okay.
I got a 99.
99. Okay. So you guys ask around. After some time and a bit of arm wrestling in your case, because I don't think you have any money. So a bit of strong arming and arguing with people. You get some general information that somebody came into town that sort of matches that description, but they don't seem to have any information on where they went or what they were doing. But they have been here within the last month or so, from the information you get. You're a little bit more successful. You end up going through maybe 6 brass worth of drinks and so forth, getting people to loosen up as far as information. And you get some information that, Telka came through about a month ago and headed east out of town after gathering some supplies for what they would term a wilderness journey. Okay. Some climbing supplies, a lot of trail rations, food like that. She had a small crowd with her, a small group. They bought some horses and they took a ferry or barge upriver to the east.
They mean small group as a whole bunch of small people, or like
No, small group as in maybe a dozen people.
Okay, I didn't know if they had
No, all halflings.
entourage of goblins or
She-
disguised halflings.
Really, they had 13 halflings and she was the 14th.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay, up to the gray mountain.
They're the Fellowship of Chaos.
13
People have
halflings
been
and 4 trench
dying.
coats.
Yeah. 13 halflings and 1 dwarf.
No, the halflings are stacked on top of each
So,
other.
they left about a month ago heading east
Yeah, that was the joke.
and so forth. Okay.
I'm mainly thinking
You already got bounties and everything. Okay, you head off to the temple. The temple of Sigmar is fairly quiet at this point.
I would like to point out now I have a full helm on.
Yep.
And I painted up. I have a goblin skull hanging off of me. I look a little different.
Yeah,
than,
not a problem.
Than in the past. Okay.
On your way there, you're heading down one of the side roads, or side
I'm gonna
streets
stop
and
you.
everything. Okay.
a good majority of my shit is still back at the boat. I didn't take all my adventuring gear in my backpack and everything. I just have
Okay, you just
my
got your armor
crossbow
and your
my
glowing
money
green
and a few
hammer
other
and
things. Yeah. Yes.
okay. At some point, we're going down one of the side roads. A fairly shifty-looking guy steps out in front of you on the road. Says, "Excuse me, sir. Not looking for any trouble. Perhaps I might have a quiet word in your ear."
I just stop and stare at him. I don't even.
Okay. He pauses as a couple of people walk past you just on the street. Leans in. "What's your game, Caster? Why haven't you been in touch? I do hope you haven't forgotten you're supposed to be delivering a little windfall to the inner circle."
Am I next to an alley?
There's alleys and streets nearby. Yeah, you guys are right now sort of on a main street. There's people walking by. He's sort of whispering it to you.
What? Fuck! I don't.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember too. That's very obvious.
He looks at your blank look for a moment, and then
I mean, I got my fucking helmet on.
Well,
You can't see anything.
I understand, but your stance and everything is sort of like, oh, who are you and what are you talking about? After a moment, he backs up, says, "You can't fool us, you know. Once a member, always a member. You haven't heard the last of this." And he quickly
reach out
walks
and
away.
Grab him.
Yeah, he's
No, I don't let him get that far away.
okay.
I'm gonna stop him. Right, I'm gonna grab him by the chest.
Okay, he starts struggling and starts screaming, "Help! Help! I'm being attacked! Help! Guards! Guards!" You gonna let him go or hold on to him? He's starting to attract some attention from the locals on the street.
I'm gonna yell, "Don't try to pickpocket me again!" And I'm gonna push him back.
Okay. He walks off into the crowd, glares back over his shoulder at you.
And I just keep walking.
Okay.
Do you seriously not remember?
I don't.
Caster Lieber?
That's who I thought it was. But I thought that whole fucking thread died when the damn witch hunter.
It's either Castor Librum or.
Okay. A little bit later, you arrive to the temple.
Why me, Sean?
Because you're the only one who's covered their entire body.
Fuck, yeah. Okay, I get to the temple.
Okay.
And-
You get to the temple. It's a smaller temple of Sigmar. There is a middle-aged priest sweeping up. The lanterns are still going, but it looks like the place is currently empty. He sees you walk up, says, "Greetings, brother. What brings you to the temple this late?"
Greetings. Well, I'm traveling through, and I'm in need of some guidance. And
Sigmar guides all.
He does, and he's guided me here for maybe yours and maybe some other people's wisdom.
Okay.
I'm seeking.
I'm but a humble priest, but you're welcome to come in.
Excellent, thank you.
Are you hungry?
I am. Let's eat.
He grabs a piece of bread and
Is there
rips it in half.
an offering plate?
Yeah, there's an offering box by the front.
All right, I'm gonna toss a gold in it as I walk by.
Okay. He tilts an eye at that. Says, looks impressed. Takes you into the area. Sits down at one of the pews. Says, "So, how can I be of assistance?"
Well, I have been doing the works of Sigmar for quite some time now, and I feel like it is time for me to elevate, not just within the hierarchy of the church, but, my deeds. I need to step up. I need to reach the next level.
You wish to sacrifice yourself for the greater good of Sigmar.
Well, that's what I have been doing from day one.
Well, yes, you warrior priests have a tendency to go that extra step.
Sure, I'm not quite the flagellant yet, but my sins have not got me to that point.
Okay.
But you never know. There might be hope in the future.
Yes. The flagellant order calls to everybody eventually.
Eventually, yes.
He goes through
Yes.
each
Those,
stage of the priesthood.
those who are honest
warrior
with
priest,
themselves.
Flagellant.
None.
But yeah, I'm looking for official recognition. As you can see, I've been ordained by Bogenhaven. Is that the right town that we were in when I've been ordained by Bogenhaven, as you can see. I'll
Okay.
pull up the
And you're looking to go from what, level 2 to level 3?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. He says, well, if your soul is pure and your training and experience justifies it, then you seem certainly qualified. You seem to have the gear. I don't see a warhorse with you, but other than that, you look qualified. So
Excellent.
I can certainly give you the basics of training. You may need to go to Altdorf if you wish to further your career beyond this.
Absolutely.
But I can give you the basics. If you'll need to undergo some tests of purity and so forth, and spend about a week here.
How long were we actually planning on staying here? A day?
A day.
The night.
Yeah.
Mother bitches.
And now you know how I feel.
They're gonna test if your soul is
A full week, huh, brother?
Yes.
Quiet. No,
Okay.
don't worry about it.
What are you looking for?
I want to look at something in
The book? Okay, let him look at the book then.
Every single 5 minutes.
Well, then just let him keep the book and let him look at it. So, yeah, he certainly seems to be willing to train you, give you the necessary ranks and paperwork and so forth. But it'll take a week's worth of time.
You're here for a real long time.
Well, me and my
I mean, if you feel you're not quite up to making such a level of sacrifice for Sigmar, I understand that. The calling isn't quite for everybody. Feel free to advance in the world and see the light and come back.
well, what he just said was go ahead and spend the experience on all your stats and all that. And come
Well,
back.
if you're not qualified, certainly, or if you're not personally ready, come back in a week or whenever you are, and you can spend a week, and he'll train you at that point.
How about I tentatively agree. There is some business I have to attend to in the morning that may take me out of town, so I don't
Okay.
want to I don't want to commit your time without having a
Okay.
solid game plan for the next week. So
Okay.
I appreciate the respect and
Sure.
your hospitality. I'll spend. Would you please share a prayer with me with Sigmar and
Sure. Yeah, we always welcome those of the military wing of Sigmar in town. What was your name, brother?
Frederick?
Frederick. Ah,
Yes.
excellent. I will make a note of your impending return.
Excellent. Fuck me. I'm never gonna make it in this character. Okay, I'm stuck at level 2 forever.
Well, I mean, you could be a really good level 2 warrior.
You could be.
I really want Furious Assault, which is level 4. You have no idea.
Level 4 will be a while.
Like in campaign when you finally get redeemed for your sins.
That ain't gonna happen. Not
Is there anything else you want to do in town?
Could you get a messenger to the town watch for me?
It's a bit late at this point.
Sure,
Is
I'm
it-
gonna
is it
head
critical?
back to my
Is it important?
It is important, yes. I ran into a ruffian who I'm pretty sure has a bounty out for his head, and since I'm not in the business of that, maybe the local bounty hunters or maybe the town watch could keep an eye out for him. And he accosted me on the street, and I obviously didn't want to make a scene.
Okay.
And I'll give him a description of the guy.
Okay. You give his best, give his
Yeah.
description you can.
And then I'll bid him thank
Okay.
you and call it an evening and start heading back to
Head back to the boat.
the boat.
Okay. You head back. So,
Do I
how?
make it back? Do I need to spend the silver for?
Yeah, another silver to go back down. He's
Okay.
going back down the boat. Okay.
Well, I didn't want to write it off unless I had made it back to the
Yeah.
boat.
No, you make it back. Not a problem. You head back. You head onto the other boat. Getting onto the boat is easy. You can easily bypass the guards. You hop on board the boat. The other boats in the area, the people are honestly not paying attention to anything going on other than their own boat because that's what they're paid for. The old man sitting at the back of the boat on a chair, fishing while he sleeps. By this point, the fishing pole is sort of laying off to his side. He's snoring. There's a couple of bottles at his feet rolling around on the deck as the boat sort of shifts around, and a massive pile of coal in the front of the boat.
So he's out.
He sure seems to be.
I'm going to. Huh? Can I?
You tell me what you want to do.
I am going to just go downstairs, spread the black powder among the coal.
Okay.
Take my bomb, or my two of my bombs, place them somewhere
In the coal.
just randomly on both sides of the boat in the coal.
Okay. How long of a fuse do you have on these bombs?
I'm not going to have a fuse. I'm not going to have a fuse on those ones because they're just going to be sitting in a pile of coal that'll eventually ignite.
Okay. Okay. And?
I'm going to place the final of the 3 bombs
Okay.
in the middle of the room. I'm going to clear out the coal to where it's just like sitting. No, it's just sitting there.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a long fuse, like 2 minutes,
Okay.
and make sure everything will be fine. Like, I'll put like coal so that it'll spark the black powder and stuff when the explosion goes off.
Okay. So you have gunpowder scattered around the coal to help the coal ignite.
Yeah.
And then you're going to use one of the bombs to set the whole thing off after a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
With a couple of extra bombs out there just to add other explosive power when
Just
they
spread
get
out
to
the
it.
explosion. Effectively,
Okay.
when the fire gets to the bombs, they'll pop on both sides of the boat.
Sure. Okay. Okay. And then light the bomb and run off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurry up, but still stealthily as to not alert anyone.
Okay. Okay.
And run back to my boat and
you-
just
Sit
shoot.
down. Okay. So you hastily get off the boat. You head back to the other one, and 3 minutes go by. 4 minutes go by. 5 minutes go by. In the distance, you hear a loud pop. You can see the guy over on his boat jump up, knocking the fishing pole off the boat into the water. Startles him. He staggers over and disappears under the deck as you start to see smoke come up. And fairly quickly,
I'll put the flag down there.
well, you didn't do that.
Wait.
You can't. I mean, unless you're going to run back over there and put it down, you didn't do that.
I'll
Fairly quickly, the boat lights on fire. I mean, it's a boat full of coal and coal dust with flame on it. And within probably 5 minutes, the guards are starting to arrive. They're setting off alarms and bells and so forth. But a boat filled with coal, there's not much they can really do about it. Within 15, 20 minutes or so, the entire barge is on fire, and they're
Out into the river.
they pushed it away from the dock. The old man doesn't emerge, and the boat floats out into the harbor. Burns pretty much until dawn, before it finally sinks under the water, leaving a nasty plume of smoke in the air.
Would this still count? I mean, I don't have to tell. I can tell the.
I don't know. You have to go report.
Record it on your phone. Look at my devious.
You guys return. At least you head down the
TikTok challenge.
you head down the lift late at night. It's strange. There's a boat out in the harbor, completely engulfed in fire, and probably 30 guards on the dock, going about. They're starting to spread out to go to all the boats. And start talking to people on the boat, see what they saw, see what's happening, and so forth. Apparently, there had been some sort of accident or disaster, and a boat caught fire.
Are there big crowds of people?
There's not big crowds because all of them are going to be upstairs, and they're not going to pay a silver to go down. But certainly at the top, there's a lot of locals looking over the cliffside. And what few locals or workers down below are down there. Anybody that's on the boat is well aware of this.
That was the right boat, right?
What?
Scroll calls to the
That
background.
was the right boat, right?
I don't know.
You just murdered some poor man for no reason.
Hey, you said I just had to break a merchant's boat.
I gave you some specifics. I gave you a handful of clues.
Any of the merchant's boats would work.
Okay. We'll go back to the text of what I gave you, but either way, yes. That's the events at this point. So, those of you that were on the boat, staying on the boat, and otherwise typically staying up at night, give me a perception check.
Well, I was at the temple in the 9.
That would
I don't
You
have
not at night. You would have eventually
okay.
gone back to the
I
boat.
don't have to make this check, right?
If you were, no, you wouldn't have. You were still at the temple. If you had gone into town and doing other things, you're not around. But if you were stationed on the boat and part of the night crew,
Troll call.
I got a 1.
Oh,
Oh God! Imagine if one of them showed
111.
up.
Okay, so you saw him go
all the
walking
guards
around the
running
boat.
down
You didn't
the
really
dock,
think
too.
much about it. He got on the wrong boat. You thought, hey, maybe just on the wrong boat. And then he came running back to the boat. And a short time later, you saw this happen. You're free to do whatever you want. Now, at this point, you can see, like I said, about 30 guards or so and locals trying to fight the fire are over in that area dealing with the damage to the docks and everything. The guards look like they're starting to spread out and question all the other boat captains in the area. Okay?
What did you do?
So you can sort out whatever you want. You got maybe 15 minutes or so before they get to your boat.
Why did you do that?
I ordered 128 from me. Can I just say that that's from me and the 2 people that were with me, the halfling
If
and
you're
Barlow?
if you are normally one of the ones that are up at night
Involved with thieves
for
guild?
your list, then that's fine.
You go get
It's
involved
me,
with
Bargoth,
To
and Jonathan.
escape.
Okay.
have
The
them.
other ones don't matter. It's just
Because
you.
you guys killed
Okay.
high
So
people.
you're aware of this also. Again, you're free to do whatever you want,
weren't even there,
role
so how
playing
would you
wise.
know?
Okay.
I'm
Um,
not the cleric. I had to get the
I'd be
cleric.
laughing
You guys
at
have
that.
talked about it.
Okay, that's
So
not my fault.
you've wandered back. You get back to the boat. You see the events, however you want to share it, and you guys are upstairs of the place.
How much money
So-
are you willing to offer me?
Did you need
I'll
tavern
offer you
money,
4 gold.
Slayer?
I was just going to say, I'm trying to hide my way
4
behind him,
gold.
hoping that
For you to tell
I
me.
get charged with things.
No, that somehow that doesn't seem to be working.
I
I mean, every so often, yeah, they just sort of assume you're with him, so that like entrance fees and everything that they don't necessarily worry about, or they just charge him anyways.
I'm glad you're playing off like I'm his guard.
A new
Yeah, I'm
bounty.
fine with that. And-
Pyromaniac.
but I mean, I'm viewing it as I'm the kid following the adult, just sort of walking into places behind him. Not necessarily as a kid, but that sort of mentality where you're just pretending to be part of the crowd.
I'll pay them a silver for the
New
night and a
bounty.
silver for alcohol for the service.
Okay. Okay. So,
Trying
Pyromaniac.
to stop the alcohol before he puts it out there.
no alcohol.
I'm busy trying to get my hair to stick through my milk coif too, by the way. Like
You
literally
Okay.
spending
until you
time
just
working
blew
at
up
it.
the boat.
Working at each one of the lines. Okay.
You got some
So-
soul glow in a pig,
They're
and
gonna
you're just
give
like,
you a
So you guys have a comfortable tavern over at the place. It overlooks the bay. There seems to be some sort of excitement going on downstairs or down below. And you can see a glow of a fire, potentially a funeral pyre or something like that out in the bay. And according to the locals, it looks like they say, yeah, one of the boats caught fire. They pushed it out in the bay to avoid damage to the docks in the town. but other than that, fundamentally they view it as it happens occasionally, but they're curious from the excitement. But at this point, it's late at night. They're going to bed. They say it'll probably burn till morning.
As it slowly
Night
drifts
light.
downriver.
Sean, I knew there was something I forgot because
I know there were some things you forgot.
yeah, I knew there was something I forgot as I was leaving the boat. I was like, what did I miss in this quest?
Hey, at least somebody didn't call you Caster and you totally break like the first half of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So
There were a few things you forgot, but that's okay.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
Okay, so you guys want to do anything, or just get some sleep for the night?
I'll study those.
Sit in the hole.
Yeah,
And then go
you
to
get
bed.
some basic ideas and
Yep.
things like that.
Captain, if you want, I could answer a few of the questions.
Are you on the boat?
Okay, you're gonna go on
Yeah,
the
I've been
thing?
on boat with my
I'm gonna-
Yeah, he was here and aware of it as well. He was on the deck with you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna attempt to clean myself off. Get off
All the coal dust.
So
dust
are-
and
do we want to get
powder.
her
Okay, so you head below
So,
to get cleaned up, leaving Dip and Ben on the deck when the guards get to your boat. Patrol of 3 guys walk up and say, "Excuse me, sirs, we had a bit of a disturbance down here. Were you guys up for most of the evening?" You look like a soldier. You were on guard duty, right?
That's my friend.
Yeah, me and these two fellows right here are Ponta, Borgar, and Jonathan.
Is that the symbol of the Nuln Watch?
Yes, sir.
We don't get very many of you guys up here.
That's my friend.
Right.
Don't
So,
mind my friend. He's a bit drunk.
See,
You aware of what was going on?
I saw a shady figure. I couldn't see his face, but somebody went onto the boat while the old man was sleeping. He ran off somewhere. I couldn't see his face, but I was more focused on keeping an eye on our boat here.
Well, the guys in the neighboring boat said they saw somebody run over in this direction and hop on the boat.
I didn't see anybody going on.
Do you have any deception or bluff or whatever the equivalent skill is?
It's charm is the equivalent.
Okay, charm. Give me a charm roll.
can I attempt to help him?
No, because you've been playing dumb.
I'm using my mimicry ability to mimic an accent.
Okay, that's fine.
Of a dumb person.
And that's fine. That's
Yeah.
what I took it as. You were playing dumb of don't
Not
ask me any
drunk,
questions.
But literally just dumb.
Okay, and
I
that's
wanna
fine. So
use
no, you can't
a
help.
Fortune. Use
Okay.
fortune.
Okay. What?
Another fortune.
Yeah, you can use what is it? Resolve to.
You can use a resolve point if you want to burn one
Yeah.
to pick a number.
Am I on the
Your
boat?
guys.
You're down below. You said you went to
Your
sleep.
guys
Take a
had
look
with-
at what it is.
I mean, you're not
No,
asleep
I'm the
yet.
one talking.
You can hear the guards
I
talking
have-
to him. He seems to, at this point, be fumbling over his story.
I start putting my armor on.
Okay.
Are you on the boat too?
Yeah.
I just
He,
got back,
yeah. He went down below to go to sleep. So.
You know what?
The warrior
Fine,
priest
I'll-
walks by the guards. Excuse me.
One of the patrol is sort of poking around the bottom of the gangplank, sort of looking at some scuff marks or something on the dock. The other one's sort of keeping an eye on you with one hand on his crossbow at his side. Then one of them's talking to you guys.
I'm just gonna go sit on the front bow of the ship type
That's
area.
where they're at.
Okay, then I'm gonna go to the. I'm just gonna sit
You know
crisscross applesauce on
Fine.
the ground. Start
I'll use
playing
the
with my
resolve.
hands.
You're gonna burn a
Maybe
resolve.
pass.
Okay.
Play with your hands.
Okay. You burn a resolve and convince them with some difficulty that you guys had nothing to do with it.
That's a permanent thing. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay.
While he's doing that,
I'm not doing
and
this
he's
again,
just
so-
fumbling over his words, and I'm
Hey.
getting dressed. Can I see through the like deck railing and all that below to see? I'm gonna have my crossbow next to me,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just
Okay. Click.
slowly, very quietly click it, just set it down.
Okay. He fumbles around, and after a while, his resolve seems to win out, and they just get bored of talking to him. And they give up and say, "Okay, yeah, well, have a good night, sir. If you see anything, you remember anything, let the watch know." And they head off to talk to the next boat.
Bomb blowing up.
There's actually a
That was the troll.
tailet of what he just did. It's
Uh-huh.
called Blather. And
Yeah.
lawyers get it, and I was reading. I was like, oh, do I?
You literally talk people.
If you
down.
blather, yeah, you just sort of mumble on.
It just stuns
and-
them. They get stun levels because
Right.
of it. I was like, ooh.
But a resolve point certainly works.
Yep.
Okay. So they wander off and don't bother the boat any further at that point.
Okay.
So
Clean up.
I'm done being dumb. I think it's time we leave. Once everyone gets back, we're leaving. Tell him he needs to stay in the bottom of the boat. He's not going anywhere. As soon as we have everybody, we're going out.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask, was it Adam and Borgar? No, Dimzard and Borgar to keep an eye on him while he's on the boat, and let me know if he leaves again.
Do you
We should
suspect
tell
him?
them.
okay. Yeah, they saw him.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
see
Oh, I thought you saw him.
They both
I
saw him.
By the way, is that
They're both sitting on the deck watching him.
this guy, Isaac,
He wasn't that
he
dumb.
decided he was gonna blow up a boat, and I don't know why. And I had to play like I was just an idiot there for a minute.
Hey, you're the one
You had to
paying.
I
play.
am an idiot, but I
Do you realize how much undue attention that brought upon us?
we're actual criminals now.
Yeah. Well, we were before too, but
I wasn't, but now I'm associated with murder.
The good news is now you're not the only one.
You've been associated with murder.
Okay,
Yeah, actually.
so the only other thing, morning eventually comes. Like I said, the boat burns and smolders for a while, and then eventually sinks in the morning. In the morning, the most notable things is the patrol boat heads out to where the boat sinks. They weigh anchor there, and they start sending a couple of people to dive in and try to investigate what they can in the murky, muddy water. I mean, the boat is sunk, but there's bits, like a little bit of the coal is still above the water. It's visibly there. And the patrol boat, although they're trying to investigate, it's mainly a matter of there's a boat here, nobody else hit it.
Don't run into it.
They're marking it as such. Give me a perception check for the two of you again that are still on deck. Are you specifically going on deck, or are you staying in the hold like they're telling you to?
Perception.
He's not leaving the
I won't
hold.
let him leave.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently, they've sent a couple of the soldiers and the war priest to keep you in the hold.
Can one of you, as we
A two?
One,
Yeah, perception.
111.
Okay.
one of you guys that's on the top
33.
of the boat.
A couple of times,
Drop
the
this flag into the water. near
crew
the boat.
from the boat next to you wanders by, getting supplies, doing whatever day-to-day business and everything. You notice them sort of looking at you and your boat and shaking their head side to side.
What?
Okay.
What do we do?
You're in the
Okay.
home. You don't see it.
So,
You are.
you guys up in the city. Next morning, you guys have gotten a good night's rest, good breakfast,
Yeah.
fresh lard for your hair.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
It almost hurts.
Everybody's back down.
You have an afro going?
It's going in every direction. He turned it sideways.
Every single session he gets a different hairstyle.
It's just
Maybe
turned
go up
sideways.
to
It goes
the
across
Yeah,
like this.
it's less mohawk, more afro now,
Yes.
in orange.
Well, we got what we needed. We can head back down.
Yeah, we're going to.
Grisdenwald.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I asked him what he found out since.
Okay.
He's a shadow figure.
He came by. She came by a month ago and got supplies with a group of people to go out into the woods.
So we're staying a month behind her.
Which way did they go?
East.
East. Okay. Okay, so that's towards the Shanghaiers.
Isn't that the chaos stuff
East
that we
is
were
this
talking
way,
about?
right? The people that were conscripting people.
No, Marienburg is southwest.
But we're heading we
South,
were supposed
really.
to be heading east, right?
You guys are currently here,
Right.
okay? According to what he heard, they headed east in the direction of Unterbaum or Welleborn. To the east, in this direction.
And where are the
Okay.
there was talk of chaos up in the hills. That was where we were after we went to the one place we
The
wanted to go check it out.
yeah,
Barren
Barren
Hills.
straight
Okay.
up north. Yeah.
All right.
Can you see that, Mark?
So
All the way
Yep.
up here.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
As we go by the boat and the guard and stuff.
We've not gone anywhere already.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody's left yet.
I figured we.
This is tavern talk of our plan.
How important is it to get the boat painted? Because I'm
Vital.
talking to you two.
Vital.
We need to move east.
Well, you see, the boat needs to look better just for our status.
we can do that later. We need to get after it talking.
And it's the one place where there's a connection for the priest as well.
Well, let's talk to the priest. See if he made a connection last night. He looked like he was kind of a lovable guy.
He made a couple of connections last night.
Yeah, as soon as he gets back, as soon as
They haven't come back yet.
yeah, well, as soon as he does, let me know.
I think we should just head east.
Well, let's.
Lovable guy.
If we're concerned about the boat,
Anything other than
we
that.
could
Well, it's from the
always
perspective
sell
of
the
a
boat.
slayer.
No, that's true.
We will not be selling the boat.
That's a
Wizard.
good idea. Let's sell the boat.
I'm gonna sell you.
You're not there.
Yeah,
Slightly damaged
Wait,
troll
Okay.
slayer.
One brass.
So, the apparent brains of the group. What do the three of you plan to do?
Hey,
Well, I think we need to talk to the priest to see if he needs that connection. And if he does, we need to head that way.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys going to return to the boat then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could send him on his own for a couple weeks, get his connection, and then rejoin us.
Yeah, have him solo adventure for a bit. Head to Kronberg on your own.
You got a horse.
You do have a horse,
He has a horse,
even more than I have.
and he'll move fast because there's witch hunters on his tail.
Right.
Exactly.
They'll do you the big favor of going over across the river and dumping you off at that little trail there.
And the good thing is they'll be chasing him, not you.
Sounds like
Bonus.
I'm the one who's the focus of this.
After we dump you off, we promise we won't tell anyone that we dumped you off there.
I saved your life.
I know you did.
So you guys are
All
back
but
on
the
the boat
50
then?
gold is
I'm
tempting.
not sure. Are you guys heading to the boat?
Yeah, we're heading back to
Okay.
the boat. Yeah.
Okay, so silver for each of you to go down the lift unless you're going to walk.
I'll walk down the steps.
Okay.
It's nowhere near as tiring going down. As
Oh, it's much easier going down.
I still grumble at the dwarves
Oh.
about them not allowing me to ride it for
They
free.
gave you a discount, 12
Yeah,
brass.
Hey, got free yesterday.
What the messed up thing is Matt didn't realize 12 brass is the silver until everybody else is like, that's a brown, that's a silver. I'm like, oh, really?
Which is exactly why I did it.
Oh, that's a good deal. Oh.
I still don't have it. I don't have 12 brass.
Okay, so you guys return to the boat, the two of you. The Troll Slayer will be a little bit. You guys want to compare notes? What do you want to do?
We're gonna.
Okay,
The boat.
Just to clarify,
we have a problem.
Our boat?
just to clarify,
Okay.
the two dwarves are basically keeping him
Yeah.
in timeout.
So
Like-
is he.
Yeah, there's a
Adult
lot of
timeout.
a lot of you are. Yeah, he's being watched heavily at this point.
Hey, can one
So-
of you
I'm gonna pull
check
the
the slide
wizard
over when we
and
get
the
here?
was a duelist.
Still a
aside.
duelist. Currently
Still a
still a
duelist.
duelist.
I'm gonna pull you two aside, right, and kind of whisper over the corner. So, Castor Lieberham made an appearance last night.
Really?
I thought he was dead.
Oh well,
Right,
some
we thought
little
it was
ruffian fucking approached me out of an alleyway and called me out for being late. Castor Lieberham, talking shit about me having to deliver some funding for somebody else, and as soon as I tried to have a conversation with him, he started screaming for the guards. So I put out a bounty on him.
Oh.
Well, I didn't put any money down, did I? Fuck.
You just reported it.
I reported it him as a pickpocket,
I'm not knowing the stories.
right? And hopefully they capture him. And yeah,
Do you still have the letter from Lieberman?
yeah,
You have that letter?
yeah.
So as you guys are discussing, the
Yeah.
Troll Slayer finally catches up to you guys. Doesn't seem winded that much at all. Just delayed.
Your short little legs.
Walks up, says, "What's going on?"
We're going east,
And
right?
as soon as
That's
he
what
shows
you're
up, stop
talking
talking.
Oh, okay. You're not going to share any of
I'm
it with them?
not sharing that information with
Troll Slayer.
anybody other than those two.
Okay.
What?
Not even me.
Can you check
No.
it? When we drive, when we go by,
You have an official
Flag
rank
above.
now.
Yeah.
I don't
Can
trust
you check this
So
map in the water, or this
Did we
flag in
catch
the
you
water
up with
nearby?
what happened at the boat?
Take the flag, smell it.
with the burning and all that.
Yeah.
I was there.
Why?
Oh.
I was just on the dock. I was
Smells
just about
smells vaguely alcoholic.
What is it?
It's a flag of a merchant's guild symbol.
Just
Looks like the local
Do me a
brewery.
favor.
Wait,
You
what?
saw it around town a few times.
Just do me a favor.
So, were you able to make your
You
connection
said you're live fight.
with,
You do me a favor.
and,
The
and
church?
get what you needed to
No,
hear?
no.
Gotcha.
He didn't immediately turn me in, so that's a positive sign. The bad thing is he needs a week to train me, and I don't have that kind of time. We don't have that kind of time, and I don't feel like this town is secure enough for us to stick around for a week.
So why didn't you go with us?
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about. I'm not talking to you. Go away.
Take the
So-
priest with us so that you could train on the boat.
Yeah.
So,
Just bring another hireling.
I've thought about hiring one. Here, carry my shit.
I hire a tutor.
so Elteka went,
Alteca?
Beard Fat.
Atelka?
Atelka went east.
Mm.
Your
Who's
connection,
the Tel-
your other
oh, the
connection,
Tuk is the broad we're looking for.
The wick.
yeah,
But my connection's west.
and his connection's west. How important is your?
It's not.
Is it?
It's not. We can bypass it for a while.
It
It's
probably
fine.
make you a bigger target anyway.
So, could this connection he has be the priest that led you guys to the Death Temple?
You don't know about any of that shit.
And it's a good thing you're in the basement.
Fair point.
So is he.
Oh. Well, no, can't. Right.
Okay, whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's go after her
Yeah, let's go.
because
Okay.
that's one more step to clearing my name.
right.
So I know it's Warhammer.
Yeah.
So
It's good to have hope.
We just need to get to a. We need to get to a far corner. And think about it. We're going further away from the centralized side of the city.
I'll try to let you talk.
The best campaigns are ones where I keep giving the group hope and
Yep.
keep taking it away.
Just dangling it there.
Have
It's like this tasty carrot.
Look, redemption.
Yeah.
You hear the melodic sounds of what you think to be
Or troll call.
but
Melodic troll call.
the further we get out away from Altdorf and centralized area, you might be able to find
Sure.
where you could spend
the issue
7
is-
days.
Very angry about the boat
Yeah,
fire
the issue
because they're probably
becomes
scared off
I
the
need
local
to
trolls.
find
It absolutely would.
Yeah, that's-
somebody of higher
They don't like fire.
skill to train me.
Right.
So
They're not
looks
scared
like
of
he
it.
has that same
Well,
issue.
They're not scared of
my
it. They're not. They're
contact-
too dumb for that. But
I
they
have
don't
several
like it.
contacts in the town,
Yeah.
so you would probably be fine there for 7 days.
I don't
if you're
disagree
worried
with
about
you.
that.
I don't disagree with you, but if who we're looking for is beelining it in the other direction,
You just gotta keep in mind they're a couple months away.
We can make it to Kislev.
a couple months.
Yeah, they're a couple months ahead of us.
I hear they have pretty high ranking.
I'm not in that conversation, am I?
No.
No, not
Mage is
currently.
absolutely lying.
What? Is it not?
A
Wow.
month.
A month? Okay,
month.
it's a month.
Still, that's a long way.
It is.
I've got a month head start. But
By
we do have
horse.
a boat.
Yeah, we have
No,
a boat.
they got on a ferry. She got on a barge with me.
And
Yeah, they got horses and garter bars.
They're gonna be. She's gonna be. No
Should
matter
we-
what she does, she's
should
gonna
we
stay.
invest in a cart? I mean, look at us. We got a fucking army now.
What are we gonna do with the cart?
Oh,
I mean, I'm more than happy to ride in it, so I don't have to walk.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying is we're just having for people to
It's like a half,
ride it.
it's like a half.
Because I'm sure there's only so far we can take these various rivers.
There is.
Yeah, but keep in mind, for the Empire, rivers are the highways of the Empire.
Right.
I get that.
Everything else is gonna be a pain.
I mean, you can certainly take horses and carriages and so forth, but there's a lot of cities and towns only rivers go to.
Okay.
They're cut off. Not to say you won't get to a place where you need to go cross country or take a really long roundabout way to get there
Yeah.
by boat, but generally speaking, everything is river based.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Disregard everything I just said.
Alright,
Okay.
well,
Alright,
back to
so-
now, Boatman, since they're discussing to the east, do you have any lore skills, knowledge regarding waterways and so forth? Such skills?
I did have those maps that I bought a while back that I can just go through.
Okay. Give me an intelligence roll with
Let's
a
go with
plus 20 for your maps.
Okay.
Here's a navigation skill.
Navigation skill would work. Navigation.
Are we ever going to make our way back?
Is that intelligence based? Because I
No,
don't
it's
have.
It's training
It's,
only.
it's basic skill.
Oh no, it is.
But it
It's a
should be
basic.
intelligence based.
No, it's initiative.
Intuition. Yeah, it is initiative.
Initiative. That doesn't make it.
It's
Is it
initiative based.
Because you-
N-I-N-T?
No, it's I.
No, it's I. It's
That's
initiative based.
Okay.
Which makes no
Well,
sense.
I get a higher bonus with an eye. So
Okay, go with that. Whatever. Doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure why navigation would be initiative based.
132.
Okay. From what you know of the River Stir going to the east, just east of Kemperbed is a significant lock system because the river goes uphill quite a bit in that direction. The first lock blocks the trade. There is a 1 gold fee for boats going in that direction.
Holy
Okay,
moly.
because the lock system is expensive to maintain. Now, once you get to Unterbaum, which is a small village, the river splits, goes north and to the east at a location referred to as Two Falls, predominantly because there are 2 massive falls at that location where it joins the thing. They have a series of locks that take you from the River Stir past the intersection on the eastern one. There are no locks going up the small stream up to the north. That's not really trafficked as such. But to the east, you go through those locks. That has a much more significant fee if you use it for boats of 5 gold. Okay, you're familiar with that from your sailing experience and so forth. It's a branch of the rivers you typically haven't gone because it's really expensive. Okay,
Tell you what.
Unterbaum is a small artisan collective village located at that location, and then there is a traveler inn outpost at the lock system for would-be travelers and so forth.
Do we know of any wealthy people that way that we
I'll
could
fill
sell
everyone
something
in on
to?
that.
I.e. a huge barrel of brandy. I'm feeling tiredy.
I mean,
Would you like to join my crew?
absolutely. The I mean, the brandy's what made us our big bank the last time when we took it to Nuln.
Mhm.
There shouldn't be any reason why we couldn't load that up and go as well.
2 barrels right there.
Yes, but we also.
Yeah, they're too big to heavy. It's too big to load, and that boat left
It's
this
also
morning.
expensive to just travel the waterway too.
Sounds
The south to Nuln.
No, 6 gold.
What
It's
was
not
the
out of
boat
our
that
wheelhouse
was parked
as
next to
a
us where
group.
they seemed a bit
Okay.
Like,
suspicious of
out
us?
of the group.
They had a
We
couple
can
of
still
guards that
afford
were
it
up
if
at
we-
night, but they're currently loading cargo today.
But if we're gonna purchase
Are they like eyeing us?
brandy, we probably should.
They were walking by,
negotiate it and see what we can get.
shaking their head every time they looked at you. You just caught it offhand. They weren't specifically calling out or anything else. Just every time they would walk by, they'd sort of glance at you in the boat and shake their head and just keep on going.
So, what do we want to do? I'll fill everyone in on the information of the lock system
Okay.
and the fees.
What did you say where you wanted to go, Dad? Go after
Let's
the.
go. Let's go to the town for training.
Okay, you want to go to your town for training?
Yeah, can we? Is everybody good with going for a week and relaxing and chilling for a week?
Yeah,
That would leave an opportunity to retrain as well.
Maybe fix the boat.
Yeah,
It's not broken.
you know, get it all cleaned up and
Get it
find
cleaned
some
up,
stuff
because,
to add to it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not for it. But
Me
it
and my
doesn't matter.
recruits could probably do some basic.
Think about it. It's a 1 week longer
More for
on the river
trolls.
for trolls.
Doesn't matter.
Trolls.
My ultimate goal is to get a Talca.
Hey, Dad,
But
could
think
me and
about
my
it.
recruits
There'd be
do
trolls that way,
possibly,
too.
Like mini missions.
This
Trolls
way,
don't like
this
that.
way
You
when
do
you
mini
meet a
missions?
Talca, you could
Probably.
attack
Yeah,
her
like
by
missions
throwing the
that
troll
the-
head at her feet.
Local.
You can do
They
that
signed
anyway.
this deed.
I mean, look at where
You can
where
have
it
side
goes.
quests, absolutely.
Be some good river trolls that way. And if we don't get a river troll when we get up in the hills, I'm sure there's some.
Those are
mountain trolls
snobby
and stuff.
river trolls. They're 6 gold river trolls.
That's right.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah, because then I can
I just have to
try to
leave it out
finish
the voice,
mine.
because I would.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd be very loud and rambunctious about it. Though.
you're single-minded.
Yes.
You got a goal. They're taking
Steadfast.
you the opposite way.
Relentless and resolute.
We go
Okay.
this way. I hop off the front of the boat and paddle the boat the other way.
I think he does have swimming skills.
Can you row faster than I can swim?
So
Can you row
that
longer than I can swim?
that boat town probably doesn't have a lot. I mean, we could buy a few casks of.
They have
Brandy.
brand supplies.
They probably want some of this tasty brandy for sure.
Okay.
I mean,
All dwarf is also just a little bit more.
Yeah,
north, too.
Aldorf is most of the way. So Grunberg is a city of 2,900. Their main claim to fame is trade and boat building.
With 2,900 people, that's a really small town.
Is there any type of
For the Empire, it's actually considered a city.
Is there any type of rare wood that they would find worth it, or pricey, or something that they would not typically? What is like a teak or
imported wood and
Just-
everything?
just-
what is that?
Just wood.
It's almost as good as these.
I've never heard that one before, so you got me like fair and square. Yeah, totally.
It's really rare.
I'm using it.
One of a kind.
I'm definitely using it.
Okay.
Yes, I would still low tooth that.
Yes, there are unusual woods and so forth that would be used in higher quality boat building.
Uh-huh.
They would certainly be interested in that, but nothing you can get in this area would be particularly exotic compared to theirs. If you were in another country or a far off region, certainly.
Right.
But I mean, you're about a week away. The forests you have here are about the same.
Okay.
Now, if you could find fairy wood, that would have value. Or chaos wood or something like that. Something that has obviously different properties. But if you're just going to buy some lumber, no, it's just the same wood they have.
It's all soft pine.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll just go.
Okay.
We need to be laden down with freight, I guess.
Okay. So you guys just head to Grunberg?
Yep.
Okay. And are you taking the boat high speed or normal travel?
Well, I'm assuming
High speed.
Yeah, get there as fast as you can.
Yeah.
the high speed's more dangerous.
It is more
Yeah, but-
dangerous.
But you're fancy.
Yes, but we're also going to the boat town so we can fix the boat.
That's right. So if it gets damaged, it'll be okay.
Okay. Get
Come in, the boat's leaking and on fire.
Can you get
We'll call this a
I
democracy,
do have a boat
so
contact
we'll go high
too,
speed.
also.
Okay.
What did you do on your solo week?
That was nice to everyone.
Okay.
I like being able to say whatever the hell I want, just get totally ignored.
Oh,
This is great.
Did you throw the
I
sword?
love it. No, you're all right. No, seriously, I can say whatever.
Did you do my favor?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. We might want to circle back because nothing was explained to me about any of this.
Correct.
So I have no clue that he blew up a boat. I
Correct.
have no clue about any. So as we're going by, it's gonna go.
Okay.
The hell is the
So,
point of that?
As you guys pull out of the boat, out of the dock, in the center of the harbor
Yeah.
is what appears to be a sunken cargo boat, one of the boats that you saw the previous night, loaded up with mostly burnt coal. There's a military patrol boat anchored basically right on top of it,
Okay.
and militia like walking on the wreck and so forth. They're poking around it, looking at
But how
you.
close are we getting to this thing?
Not very close,
Well,
unless you're going to cause a problem.
hey, I can't throw it out there. We're not getting close
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, you could probably throw it maybe 20 feet if you have it balled up.
Hey,
You're not going
stop.
to get that close.
Stop.
Throw
Stop.
What?
Just throw it
Stop.
on the other side.
Oh yeah, we
Stop.
forgot Tyson. Come here real quick.
Yeah.
Slap. You want to know what our little
Getting us off the hook.
our
by
guide?
throwing this
You're
sword.
in the cabin.
While he's talking to me, I'm like, yeah. Toss off the other side of the boat like he told me.
You want to know that
Okay.
boat's in the water? He blew it up with bombs.
Okay.
Okay, so you toss it in the water. Fine. Okay.
You're never gonna catch it, but okay.
It just drifts downstream.
I have no clue. But
I
when
don't
we're gonna
know.
throw a rag out in the river. Okay. And it painted that. He's like, hey, I helped you out in the
he
kit.
was you because you saved him
Yeah.
from the fire of the mine.
Before that, though, he
I mean,
jumped in. on
it adds to the rest of the rubbish that's floating in the river.
Hey,
It's the Empire. It's not that clean of water.
There's plastic bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
maybe they'll claim that the
Dead bodies, plastic bottles,
Do you have a
oil
reason?
slicks.
Yeah.
Sea turtles.
If they find the flag, they'll blame it
I
on them.
I didn't care about that. I just wondered if you had a reason to blow up the boat. You tell me yes, that's good enough for me.
Okay. Yeah, I had a reason.
All right.
I am very tempted to throw you overboard.
Don't.
He can hold on to the flag.
Because I saw him.
Okay, so you guys head up the river Reik
Okay.
So,
in the direction of Altdorf initially. Go ahead and give me a sailing roll as you guys maintain the ongoing troll calls.
Okay, that's a 98.
Maybe I'm doing
plus-
it wrong.
It's like 100 a lot.
100 a lot. Okay.
Maybe even a 200. I don't know.
Okay. boat, nice and nice.
Big. Fucking 100.
Somewhere. in
A
between.
bit up the road, you go past that no-name town that I still don't know what the name of it is, and past it, about halfway up to Castle Reik, you pass by the watchtower that you guys helped build and finish off. You see it at the distance. There's still the dock, obviously, on the riverbank. The watchtower itself looks completely empty and abandoned. It hasn't been turned on as of yet, but no sign of the dwarves. They've moved on and gone on to their next job. Okay. You pass by Castle Reik, big stone castle, a mixture of local masonry and black stone blocks, similar to the construction of the tower, where the prince is rumored to be staying. Okay. And then eventually turn around the corner and head down to Grudberg. It takes, we'll say,
What's that?
another 5 days to get to Grunberg. So, are you guys staying or eating at taverns again still?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And we got foot.
So 15 silver for that. Everybody else just eats whatever basic food they have or the fish that the sailor's able to pull out of the river.
Renata has fishermen as
total
well. So
How much for the what?
How many total days?
5 more days.
5 more days.
Renata
Okay.
also has fishermen, which is quite convenient.
Okay. Along the way, you guys hear a couple more rumors, assuming I can find them. Yes.
Terrified troll.
First rumors you hear is there's some sort of chaos corruption around Grisenwald, or where were you? Is that what?
Kemperbad.
Kemperbad. There has been sabotage, damage, and so forth, which has disrupted the coal trade between the dwarves of the southern town, not mining coal, and now the most recent shipment coming down from Altdorf has been destroyed as well. Coal prices, fuel prices, and everything are expected to go crazy. And with winter coming on in the next month or two, they expect quite a few people are probably going to freeze because of the cold. There's not going to be any coal. Plus, the local watch is on alert because the coal ship shortage is going to affect Nuln, which then affects military protection and armaments and so forth if they can't build weaponry.
The wrong boat. That was meant to break a boat full of like merchant gear
Hey,
to help
you're
them.
weeding out the wheat, man. I applaud you.
That's right.
Hey,
That old guy was so worth it.
I committed my natural disaster.
Poor Franz.
Okay. Beyond that, again, if I can ever
Ready to
find
get the
these.
hint?
There we go. Okay. Okay. You get. You hear reports related to that, since, like I said, there's a lot more road wardens and river wardens out. There's reports coming in of border skirmishes between Ostland and Talabakland. The Grand Prince of Ostland is blaming Grand Duke Gustav von Krieglitz of Talabakland, like those names, for the death of his son, Crown Prince Hergard, while on an expedition to the Grey Mountains. Several villages have been captured by both sides. So far, it's unclear who started the fighting and who has the upper hand.
So we're gonna get like drafted either side of Altdorf.
Yeah, the local lords are having difficulties. Separately, you hear that R. Ulrich, the head of the Ulrichen cult and high priest to Middenheim's Grand Temple of Ulrich, has issued a proclamation condemning anti-Sigmarite violence and threatened sanctions against any follower of Ulrich found to be taking part in ongoing riots. However, This hasn't deterred a mob from attacking the city's Temple of Sigmar, chanting Ulrican prayers and devotions as they went, and destroying it in Middenheim.
I like the mom better
The
instead of
Whitman.
mom. An angry mom appears.
Yeah, there's
This is
an
ridiculous.
angry mom.
Hair swoop. I want to see the manager.
And the guards won't get involved.
We'd be like, oh, all right.
Yeah, we're going
Okay.
the other way.
The Church of Sigmar is investigating a party of Sigmarite witch hunters who were attacked en route from Altdorf to Middenheim. They were found by a passing coach, robbed, stripped, and hung upside down by their ankles. The church believes it to be the work of a recent group of bandits that were traveling south from Bogenhaven to Altdorf and may be heading north at this point.
Good
Wait.
No, we're not.
Wait.
They were hung upside down.
Isn't there like a background tree for all of us that says doomed?
Were they
Yes.
alive?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, they
Not for
weren't?
me.
Oh,
No.
no.
I'm not doomed.
Yeah, he's not doomed.
Yeah. Dwarfs aren't doomed. He's doomed. He's a slayer, but relevant to your discussion of piracy, the mutant attacks on the river, traffic seemed to be on the increase throughout the Empire. Recently, a notorious river pirate was tried in Altdorf, claimed he was only captured because mutant attacks had decimated his crew. He expressed no remorse for his many crimes, but openly regretted that he was no longer the most feared marauder on the river before he was hung.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
not anymore.
I'm not hung.
And then a lot of the locals are complaining, especially as you get close to Grunberg. The road and river wardens have started recruiting aggressively in Empire cities and larger towns. They switched their approach from catch-all press gang approach to a more targeted strategy where they offer financial inducements to men and women with previous combat experience.
What kind of
So
combat
all
can
of
we
us.
just talk?
And force you into military service for the Empire. They're also known to give out nice little badges of office.
This is why I don't trust you.
Okay. And you guys roll into or float into the town of Grunberg early in the AM. Mists on the water. There's another boat on dry dock pulled up on the shore. You guys are otherwise the only trade boat that slides in. There is a dwarf sitting on a chair on the shore. Gets up, shakes off his beard a little bit, walks up to you and says, "Greetings. Seen this boat before, I think. No, maybe another boat. I don't know."
How did you get the boat? I guess I don't care. Never mind.
Like all of us.
The troll slayer just randomly spouts things and then wanders off, changes his mind.
Is it the same dwarf?
That you met, yes.
Yes.
He says, "Hey, I recognize you.
Yeah,
You're back.
I am back.
I thought you died."
He did.
You did. Oh, you
No,
got
he didn't. Sorry.
you got a slayer with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what can I do for the rest of you?
How can he tell?
So I guess
Give me an eyeball.
So the captain was wanting to repaint this.
Don't think I have one of those. You want to pre-paint the boat?
yeah, do them every day.
He walks up, taps the side of the boat with his wooden cudgel. Seems fairly sturdy. I mean, give it a couple more weeks. The rest of this paint will just be off of it. What color are you looking for? We got Marienburg brown, and we got Altdorf brown, and Bogenhaven dark brown.
That one's convincing.
Yeah.
The other way your boat can look like a turd. Just floating down the river.
Do you have anything black?
Well, have you been on the Empire River?
It's the Sigma turd.
I view it less of turd look and more of natural camouflage.
Yeah. Like everybody could just lay still.
Do you have any black?
Black. Well, we got tar.
Go with orange.
I don't know if that would work very well.
Brown and black.
Let's put
No.
this to a democratic vote. Do
Right.
We want
You want
both-
brown.
Do we want brown, or brown?
No,
Dark
no, no.
brown.
Brown or dark brown.
Yes.
Dark brown.
I'm my mistake.
He pulls out a couple of large rocks that have been painted apparently ages ago with
color
some
swatches?
chip paint. He says, "Here you go, brown." Tosses about 2 of them. Literally, to your untrained eye, look 100%
I have a
identical.
really high dexterity.
One of them, if you stand with your shadow over the rock, is darker. Okay,
I feel the dark brown is probably
Dark brown it is.
got it.
How much is that going
Professional
to
shipbuilders
cost?
here.
This boat? Oh, that's gonna be a bit of work. How long you guys in town?
About a week. Yeah.
A week? Oh, I don't know. He looks around his dock. I don't really have all that much business right now, so we could probably do it. Say 10 gold.
Can I haggle?
I prefer you don't.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to get. Is that a set price, a business price, or a personal business price?
Like, do we get a frequent flyer discount? This is like the 4th time we've repainted this boat.
I'm going to
Yeah, the
attempt.
first couple of times were not official.
I'm going to attempt to get said better price.
Okay, give me a haggle roll.
42.
With a negative 100. He's professional.
Okay, so 77 plus 53. 130.
130. Okay. You debate with him about all his wide variety of browns and how much effort and everything. He says, "Okay, you give him 10 days, he'll knock it down to 6 gold."
Could we potentially trade in the boat for a different boat?
No.
For a different boat.
No, just another barge.
We're not trading in the Helden Hammer.
I like
You can
it.
name a different one, Helden.
Yeah.
Just take the plate and just put it back
No.
on.
We just
Well,
swapped
It only says hammer on
No,
it.
I-
You broke half of it off.
I guess I could trade for you if you want, but the only one here I got is the Wolf Fang, and it's got a bit of a hole in the base.
Yeah, we don't want a boat with a hole in the base because then it sinks.
And also going from the Helden Hammer to the Wolf Fang is probably a bad idea.
Okay, so I can do the 6 gold. And
It does. That other boat that he has looks similar to the boat you rode down river
Okay.
at the time. It looks like the same boat that you went on the cargo. That the
Okay.
guy dropped you off that was going back and forth between this town and the other one.
And he's saying that's open for sale now?
He's willing to trade it, but right now it's not usable. It has a hole in the hull.
Okay.
So I can do the 10 days.
What happened to the boat?
Trolls.
Trolls.
Yeah. River trolls ripped the hole in the bottom.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
What?
He points at it, knocks on the green color barnacle encrusted hull. See, problem is it wasn't painted in brown. Everybody knows trolls are brown blind. Okay.
Shut up.
That's where's your green?
Shut up.
So you
That's
can do
like, can we paint it in neon orange now?
All right, time to find some plants that'll dye wood green.
Okay.
So you
Okay, so I can do the 10 days.
Okay.
6 gold.
Sure.
But
God.
we need somewhere
Check.
I'll do that if you can also give us a place to stay.
I'm not a tavern owner.
it is gonna be a tavern.
Is there a tavern here?
Well, yeah.
Can you sleep on the boat while he's painting?
No. You won't want to do that.
Why?
Well, the last guy who tried that didn't really get up in the morning.
What kind of paint are you using?
It's brown.
Well, the finest known export stuff.
Gnome kills people.
He holds up a big wooden bucket filled with it. It smells absolutely atrocious.
Is it going to
with the
smell like
fumes.
that after it dries?
Well, no, that's why you're giving me 10 days. It'll dry at that point.
And
It'll probably only smell like that maybe a week or so.
Can I sleep
It goes
on
away.
Wolfsbane?
No, not your boat. And it's a cargo boat. Go get a place at the tavern. Go set up a tent. You look like a capable person.
I'm a sailor. I don't sleep.
Okay, maybe you're not a capable person, but you can get a quality boat here or quality lodging here.
Aren't you a sailor?
No, I build boats,
All right. I'll pay
paint
him
them brown, and send them out into the water.
All right. So
When they get broken, they bring them back to me. I fix them up
we
again.
pay him the 6 gold.
It's a good life.
All right.
Okay.
6 gold.
Okay.
Into town?
Sure.
Okay.
We got 10 days to do whatever.
Yep. You guys wander into the village of Grunberg. This is. There is a single large tavern. I forget what we named it at the time. I don't know if we ever did.
I don't think we did.
Okay.
The brown pony.
Yeah. It is the. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The sign's fallen off a long time ago. But the tavern looks at least comfortable. It looks in good condition. There are a number of people in the town and so forth. Rooms are going for 4 brass a night.
Ooh, la la.
Food, if you want to eat at the inn, is another 3 brass per meal. Across the main courtyard, there is a Temple of Sigmar. It looks like a smaller outpost rather than a major city location. There is a older guy standing in front of it. He is currently tending to some plants. He looks up as you guys walk into town as obvious outsiders, and then sort of limps over to the plants and keeps working on what he's doing.
And this is Temple of Sigmar.
Was that the
You going-
priest? Okay.
Can I go to a temple in Manon?
There does not seem to be a shrine of Manon here. There are small altars for Manon near the docks.
I'll
Okay.
go to those.
Okay. They're like statues
Yeah, you
with
like-
flowers and
Oh,
seaweed.
I-
and
You
stuff.
put like a
I'll-
coin on
I'll
it.
just-
Yeah,
I'll
they're
gesture
they're
that.
just an altar. It's nothing more than
I'll
that.
gesture Thad to say that's the priest.
Priest to priest.
I'll walk over to him. What the hell's your name again? I don't remember.
Heard him.
Erdem?
Gesturing that's the priest.
He's the whiz.
Erdem?
Erdem.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to him.
Okay. He stands up from what he's doing with some difficulty. He's like I said, he seemed to be walking with a limp.
No, I'm gonna motion for him not to have to stand up. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well he's outside on a porch. He's like stooped over dealing with plants.
Oh, I thought you were saying that.
No, don't do that.
Don't get up.
Back
Not
into
sure what to
the
do. You see fairly quickly he has a black eye, and like I said, he's walking with a limp from some sort of obvious injury.
Is he wearing Sigmarite?
Yeah, he looks like a town priest.
What happened, brother?
Nothing to worry about. It was taken care of.
I'm just gonna look around at that point. I'm gonna look around, see if anybody's watching him.
People are walking by and sort of looking at you more than anything else, but nothing. It's not like anybody just sitting there standing there watching him per se.
Okay. I'm not surprising. I'd probably stick out like a sore
You
thumb.
do, yeah, with all that armor and everything
Yeah.
else.
Okay.
He says, "Is there something I can help you?"
Yes, my friend Erdem sent me to discuss some training I need.
Erdem, is Erdem in town?
He is.
Oh, well, have him come over. He's a friend of mine.
Excellent. I'll get him in just a few minutes.
Okay.
But I think you and I need to talk privately for a minute.
What bothers you, son?
Your injuries bother me.
Oh, this is not much.
I'm going to
There-
say it very quietly. So
Yeah, there. A few weeks ago, there was perhaps an overzealous fellow that came through town. Had a bit of a retinue with him, and was fairly insistent that I had information he needed. I was fairly certain I didn't, but after a lengthy night and a following day of prayer, he decided to head on Said he was heading east towards Kemperbad.
What did this man look like?
Fairly finely dressed, leathers. Had a large collection of religious symbols around his neck of different cults. Couple of pistols at his side.
So he was
rather nasty looking pair of brass knuckles.
a witch hunter?
He didn't identify as such, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Or a bounty hunter, maybe.
Possibly.
He had a retinue with him? How many people?
Maybe 6 tough guys. Said they were looking for somebody named Frederick. Actually, sort of looks like your armor. You wouldn't be Frederick, are you?
I am.
Well, quick, come inside.
I'm going to go in with him.
Okay, he closes the door behind you.
I'm sorry for the troubles, brother. I'm going to take my helmet off and be like, I am sorry this happened to you. My biggest apologies, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what this guy's issue was. He was dead set to hunt you down and some fellows with you. He said there was some sort of chaos infestation to the south, and said he was on a mission from Sigmar himself, although he wasn't a believer to my understanding.
Yeah. We've been trying to find him too.
Okay.
So, he's obviously not much of a believer, because who would beat on a priest? No offense.
Such is life.
Yes, I understand. Let me go get Erdem,
Okay.
and we'll sit down and we'll break bread tonight. And
Okay.
We'll discuss the future.
Rest of you are going to just check into the hotel and stay there for 10 days? Is that your basic idea, or?
I'm gonna
I'll
check in
perform.
with the town watch like you said I should
Mhm.
be doing.
Okay.
Could I get like?
Go and do that.
Is this somewhat of like an artisan town? Is there like an artisan?
There are artisans, yes. This is not a town known for high quality or specialized skills. So if you're looking for something basic or straightforward, yeah, they could certainly produce something like that.
Or
If you're
boats.
looking for something specialized or boats, then that's what they're known for.
We can trade in the boat
Okay.
for something
Okay.
else.
Now, for you, those of you staying at the inn, I gave you a price for the lodging and for food. If you are stabling a horse, it's an extra 2 bronze a day, 2 brass.
Okay.
I'm
Does the church have its own?
No, the church is
Okay.
just a small shrine type area,
Okay.
just a single priest.
That's what
I'm looking for
And how much was it to live
2
there?
2 brass for the horse.
Okay.
I think I said 4 brass for the inn, plus 3 brass for food
food. Yeah.
for the day. Now, if you have a lower standard of living than whatever that comes out to a week, you can get by on scraps and shares and so forth, so you can save a little bit of money. Or if you're brass 1, like somebody I think, you don't have to pay anything because you just eat out of the trash can in the back.
I'm a bronze 2.
You could go fit
Okay.
by the river.
Same difference.
But you just gotta pay for
Been
it.
there, eaten that.
Yeah, my house.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna perform, see if I can make some money in town.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to spend the next 7 days or so trying to switch classes.
Okay. So you're going to spend time practicing and learning the basic skills of hunting
Yep.
people.
Throwing nets,
Okay.
reading.
You said you're going to check in with the town watch. The 2 of you, I assume, are going to go talk to the priest.
Yeah.
Anybody else going to go with you?
No.
So I do have a question.
Okay.
So Renata, as I'm looking at it, right, has all her things that she needs at ranked 5 or above,
Mhm.
just base. So, if I were to make it your apprentice, she has the XP to go into wizard.
Uh-huh.
Would you want Renata to be your apprentice, and then go into wizard?
So now both you and Renata are going to be wizard's apprentices?
Why not? The wizard comes.
Corp is gonna be a wizard.
And then after Gorp is at a high enough level, we make him a wizard.
The witch
and then
hunter's
we
gonna
have
show up and you guys
the
are gonna
witch
burn
hunter-
I
them
am the
all.
wizard college.
the witch hunter shows up and he just gets blown up.
Eventually, you do need to build a tower and have your own group
We're
of
just
followers.
starting it.
So
I'm
you're,
helping
you're
you
building your
found
library, but
Yeah.
okay.
Sir.
Don't forget you got to pay for Giselle at
Oh.
There are
Tavern.
classes that she might want to do.
since you insisted on bringing her along.
You know what I mean?
Intelligence is a 37.
Drain their gold.
Okay, so I'm gonna use 200 XP.
Can she pay for herself?
If she has gold.
Yeah, she has. She actually has a lot because you have me split some gold with her.
Okay.
She's 37.
Okay. So who other than the two of you, anybody else going to see the priest?
Do you want to go with us?
Well, I'm. Yeah.
This is that
I'm
day.
gonna accompany you
Yeah.
guys.
Huh?
I understand what you're generally
We
doing
don't
for the
need a
week.
lot of
That's
people.
fine.
I'll perform, but I'll
So-
eventually talk to
But
them.
you're going with the town guard, right?
She's still gonna be
No,
my
I'm
crew.
just checking in.
Just
That's
your her,
something
just for now.
I
Yeah,
have to do
my
on
point is,
a few
if you
times.
guys have an activity for the week, such as
Yeah.
performing, training, talking with the guard, etc., that's fine. That's a long-term thing. Right now, I'm just saying, okay, do any of you want to interact with the priest initially, or just the two of them? It doesn't affect anything else. If you have interest in talking to the priest,
I'll
Troll
just go-
Slayer
I'll go-
doesn't.
I'll go
Troll
and
Slayer
listen.
doesn't seem to be interested in talking to the priest.
I'll go and listen because.
Okay.
Are we planning on discussing the?
Here's why I'm not including you. Okay.
I don't care if you don't include me or not. I'm just wondering if you want me to come along.
It's his
for muscle.
contact. Well, I don't want you to think I'm like explicitly not including you because you're part of the original group, right? I get that. It's his contact, and he's the silver-tongued devil. So the two of
That's
them.
why the witch hunters are after him.
That's right.
I just want
No,
to
no,
let
no,
you
that's
know.
not growing horns or a tail in this group either.
So that's why I'm including them. You and your 18 fucking guys
No,
Four.
are just too much. Too much.
I didn't know
usually.
if you wanted a bit of extra muscle.
No.
For beat up priest.
I can take a beat up, please.
He could be. He could hold the town walk. Or
I hope this dude
Oh,
deliver
it's
medicine.
really
That
some
they-
muscle to protect the priest from you.
yeah.
Maybe.
You help
Can I
this
see
dude
the
deliver
class
medicine.
book?
Medicine for
I'll
town.
study
This-
it.
this-
See if there's any
Get paid.
So the three of you are going to go talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, you guys meet with him later that afternoon. As before, he greets you. Seems friendly enough. You can obviously tell he's been injured fairly recently. He brings you into the temple, gives you some food and some water, basic stuff that he has from various offerings. According to him, not a week ago, this guy came through, asking some questions, talking with all the locals. He talked with the dwarf down by the docks. He talked with a lot of the other locals in the area, and then eventually he came and talked to the priest, and ended up working him over for most of the night. Twisted his leg, gave him a black eye. Some of the injuries have healed. Some of them are taking a little longer.
Is there any way I can do a heal on him?
It's just natural healing at this
Okay,
point.
okay.
It's more cosmetic. He doesn't seem to have any lasting damage. The guy was skilled enough to know how to do nothing permanent, because, at least according to him, excruciating pain.
Okay.
He didn't really hold back. I mean, he shared what he knew of you and everything else. That you had traveled south. You were attempting to address a plague of some sort, and that you never returned to town. And that you seemed to be very interested in a variety of different things and the stuff that you had talked with him about. After that, he left and headed east, indicating he was heading towards Kemperbad. What was strange was, or the other thing that he comments about, as he's talking, he remembers he wanders back to his quarters and comes back a moment later with a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
He said the other thing that was unusual, about a week before, this guy came through town, a messenger of some sort, had this backpack, specifically stopped here, did some prayers, and told me to leave this or he was going to hold on to this backpack while he stayed at the tavern for the night. Something happened to him. He got into a bar fight, and in the morning he was dead. The backpack was left here, and what was unusual was the fact it has a seal of Sigmar on it. So I thought maybe you would want to take it maybe back to Altdorf or something like that.
Okay.
He hands it over to you. It feels familiar, the backpack.
Like looking at it and everything, I'm like, I recognize this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Matter of fact, the seal looks like yours.
I've never left a backpack anywhere. Have I?
No, I'm not there.
You're not there.
Maybe one of the churches that you just ran off from, but
I'm gonna open the back.
Okay. Inside is some books, some papers, everything that you got from the watchtower.
Yeah.
Shit you said.
It never made it. It never
Well.
fucking made it.
So you said he died. He died in a fight.
Yeah, he got into a bar fight that night and was dead.
That morning, or he died?
No,
that
he
night?
died during the bar fight. A guy pulled a knife, and he was killed.
Was it a local?
The guy? No, it's another traveler.
He got assassinated.
Does the dude with the retinue match the description of the one that burned the town, or the other witch hunter though?
The other one that you saw in the coach.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you that I recognize him from the coach ride, and he questioned me similarly. Well, didn't beat me up, but
Very similarly, except the beat.
Is he a witch hunter or a bounty hunter?
he never actually said.
He's just an asshole.
Would a witch hunter have all the plethora of different cult things as maybe
I don't know.
like?
I mean, I can do a lore, a theology lore.
I mean, of all the different cults or something, would be like their prize saying, "Hey, I destroyed all these people," or
Yeah,
would it be
maybe.
wrong for him to wear it?
There's no specific pattern as such. I mean, it's whatever you guys interpret.
Yeah, I think it's trophies.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
like the head witch hunter.
Okay.
How many people were with him? Just 6, right?
Yeah.
He had 6 tough guys with him, plus him.
Did you catch his name?
No.
Do the guns sound
He
like
didn't
high
give me a
quality
name.
that he had?
The guns?
Yeah.
They certainly. It's. I mean, I don't really deal with guns, so they
He
seemed
had-
high quality
he
for
had-
me.
He had 6 or 8 guns when I talked to him. Also,
Yeah.
Oh my god. I do not want to fight this guy.
It's the final showdown.
Yeah.
The duelist and him go toe to toe.
No, what I think is, I'm all melee, and he's 50 yards away shooting me.
6 times before you get to him.
Yeah, 6 I'm not going to make that.
Yeah.
That's where your plate mail
And
helps.
those, yeah, well, not really.
Not
They're
really.
piercing, those bullets are piercing,
Yeah.
and they do a good job on armor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ben, in the meantime, you head over to the militia and check in. They have they're very eager to talk to you and your local and your troop. They're surprised that Nuln has sent them assistance. They said they've recently had a lot of problems, specifically downriver. There was some sort of an attack, and the town of Rotford was actually destroyed. It got burned to the ground. They suspect orcs or goblins coming out of the foothills in that area. They've also heard talk from some of the boats of strange creatures walking in the forest. And if you haven't heard, one of the big boats that regularly makes the journey was attacked by trolls. They could really use some armed soldiers to head down in that direction and deal with any threats that might be down there.
Okay.
Okay. And since you happen to work for the crown, they say you're voluntold. If you have any assistance or help that you need, feel free to get them.
Does he know what voluntold means?
Probably not. Voluntold is when they ask for volunteers and then they select the volunteers.
Yep.
In other words, they just gave you the job to go clear out the threats down the river because you're a member of the official military
Go do it to your job.
and not part of the local militia that they actually care about. You're a expendable force from Nuln. Expendable means they don't care if you die.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So they say, we really need you to head down there. Take care of that. Shouldn't take you more than a week. Feel free to gather whatever supplies you need from town. And check in once you're done. Make sure that we know that things are safe there. We really can't resume trade going from Grunberg to Auerswald, the town right here, until that's done. Like I said, one of the boats was nearly sunk. and that's a lot of cargo to be losing, especially with the coal shortage we've heard coming in from the south. So, nope, he's got his own thing. Okay. So,
I'll spend the week training.
okay.
I'm like mostly just healing this guy if I can.
Yeah, I mean, basically he gives you some books and says, read these.
Yep.
They seem to be religious texts and so forth.
Yeah.
He has very little interest in actually directly
I
teaching
get it,
you,
I get it.
because he has other people to tend to and everything. But he gives you the stuff that you would need to learn what you need.
And then in
Just
my
takes the
off
time.
hours, I'm going to volunteer at the church and try to,
Pull weeds in the front yard.
yeah, just whatever.
Just help him out. Okay.
Yeah, just help him out.
Okay.
Dude got his ass beat for me. I'm gonna do what I can to help the guy.
Okay.
Ben,
Are there any repairs that need to be made, or is he short on money?
He does okay. I mean, he's the primary temple of the town, so he has plenty of offerings and so forth.
Okay.
He seems fairly self-reliant and takes care of pretty much everything on his own. He's not opposed to help, but he doesn't really seem to be wanting for extra help or attention.
He's kind of a loner. type.
Yeah, he's a loner and seems capable of doing it all on his own.
Okay.
So
does Ben tell us that where you and your group
I don't
are
know.
headed? Are you guys, are you telling us that you're headed south, or are you?
Well, the thing is, he filled us in of what happened down there at Rutford, right?
Right, but you're
You told
going
us that?
to. Is he going to Aldenbald, or was he?
Oswald?
Auerswald?
Oh,
Auerswald is the next village down the river. That's where they routinely send trade up and down the river. That has been disrupted recently because of attacks on the river,
okay.
potentially of trolls. Something nearly sank the boat. And they also know over the last few weeks there was some sort of attack at Rotford where the village was destroyed and all the villagers were killed. Since that time, nobody has gone back down there other than the boats.
Your flashlight's on. It could not be trolls. It could be weed monsters.
Right. That was you. But my question is, are you going to do this? And secondly, are you telling us? Because so.
Secondly, yes, I am telling you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, am I able to continue my studying if I accompany him for the
Yes, the bounty hunter is a trivial thing. Like I said, level 1, not an issue.
Gotcha. Just
Okay,
wanna-
it takes game time before you can have the actual thing,
Right.
but a bounty hunter is relatively trivial.
Okay.
And again, I know everybody needs to train and take time. At the same point, it's not very exciting if you're sitting in town for a week while everybody else is on an adventure.
Right.
So I'm trying to be somewhat flexible with your requirements based on the scenario and the situation. If the goal was we're all going to sit around and 7 days passes,
Yeah,
great,
fine,
that
that's
works
fine.
too. But if other people have goals, and I know you would need a troll head,
Yeah.
so there's certain criteria that I'm trying to meet for everybody's character and keep it flexible.
Well, I'm more than willing to join you, and I'm sure he probably is too.
Yeah.
If you're going, I'm more than willing to join you.
Yeah, and you have numerous threads to pull on.
Well, the thing
Yes.
is, I have an idea on how we can figure out what's attacking the boats.
Float in the water until something attacks us.
Troll call.
River
Brrr.
crab.
What do you think we should do with my backpack of incriminating goods?
So, this is just you and me.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not necessarily incriminating goods. This is like incriminating for someone else, not necessarily us. This is
This was pretty chaotic shit.
it was, but it was also proof of what happened.
Yeah.
So,
Should I just
was
do
there
it?
was the money he paid him in the bag too?
No.
Like he paid the messenger. Gosh, we didn't get that back. What a waste.
What's the city of
Think if
Rule?
you can keep it here. He had it here and sealed anyway, right? So
Right.
you could reseal it, so you would know. And then when we leave, did we went through this and identified and were able to read. He was able to read these and get information from it. So
Yeah, I believe what you included were like one of the books of notes, all those
Yeah.
metal objects that you had.
Yep.
And
The keys and all that.
yeah,
kind
the
of stuff. Yeah,
keys.
yeah.
And a whole bunch of letters that he wrote explained all that happened.
Right, he
leaving
explained
out
all that.
a
All of that's
few
in the bag.
chaotic parts.
So we could send it with another messenger out the if you want.
I
but
don't
again,
care about that. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure it gets to where it's supposed
That's
to go.
that's the trick. Like if they, because obviously you're not clearing anything, and if we get caught with this stuff,
Oh, it looks
by
horrible.
witch hunter, it's all over.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
it's
mean,
all
for the
over
witch
right
hunter,
away.
not us. But I think leaving it here while you're training, while everything, he obviously had it somewhere that the witch hunter didn't find.
That we're
'cause
talking?
He had that a week
That's
before
what they
the
said.
witch hunter.
All right.
Yeah,
I-
they were
and it
debating.
wasn't open.
They were
So we'll go
debating individually
to
what they wanted to
leave?
do with
We'll
it.
have
I
to,
know they
we'll have
gave
to
it,
decide. I think
um,
All three of you were
what
there when you got the
specifically-
backpack.
Yeah,
because it
I
may.
know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's much use for it for us currently, but
I don't think there's any use for it other than try to clear my name.
right.
Try to
But
get
how much is it going to clear unless it gets delivered? And
Exactly.
that's the thing. So we may have to deliver it in a city, like go towards Altdorf and
I don't want to travel with this
Right.
shit on us.
right. I know. We'll put it in a waterproof bag and hang it off the bow,
Nobody's
the
ever
water.
done that before.
right? Like plastic bag. We'll do it with the drugs.
Okay.
He's got
okay.
me. He's got me intrigued at this
I
point.
agree. I'll reseal it. I'll do the wax seal on it and everything, and then put it back. Ask him
Give
to
him-
store it wherever it was. We will take it with us when we leave town.
This is okay. He puts it back in his room.
Do not ever tell anybody that this stuff exists, because
He did.
Backpack? Okay.
Yeah. All he knows is a backpack, man. We're
Yeah,
by
I-
ourselves.
we paid to have this delivered to Altdorf, and
Uh-huh.
apparently that messenger got himself killed. So
Oh no, it was a knife fight. Happens occasionally. Not common, but I mean occasionally somebody gets shot, but
It-
much more common to get knifed.
It's odd that he ended up over here though, and not
Here?
north, where we sent it.
he may have been
would've-
taking the river.
Huh?
He may have been taking the river.
Well, I guess yeah, because if he's on foot and not on a boat,
we
that would make
sent
sense.
it from
Right.
the Great
Yeah,
Pyramid.
Yeah,
We
you
went
you
down
had
here.
sent it from the first village
He
you
was-
guys stopped
he was going
at.
across the river there,
Right.
Grunwald, and then
Grunberg
north,
is where the
like,
river crossing is.
Yeah, I gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, there's a
Or
reason
we-
why he was here then.
Or maybe he killed someone who had the
Probably the messenger. He just went south.
All the priest knows is he was apparently killed in a knife fight at the bar.
Okay.
Were you specifically talking with him, not me? That's fine.
Oh yeah. That
Okay.
was the thing.
no.
So are we gonna go figure out what's on the river, or what?
Well, yeah, that was kind of. If he's going, I'll go with him because
Yeah.
I
I have
Stuff to
absolute
do and-
interest in cleaning out the chaos influence.
and
I
if we can
I
get
take it I can take the books with me and,
Yeah,
and read
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
He gives you stuff to study.
Yeah.
and if
so
we can get
forth.
that trade route opened up
he,
again.
he does ask politely, please bring it back undamaged.
Do we have
I will
any
tell you
and so forth.
I will,
I mean, these look to be fairly
You already
old
did, or was there
religious
No, they
books of
only have
Sigmar.
a
I'll leave him,
military and a few
how much does a
weapons
typical
and
book
shields.
cost?
That's basically all they
A
have.
lot.
Well,
Yeah.
Gold.
The
You
highest
can look at the
quality
religion
thing that
books,
they
it's
have
like
is a
10
light
gold.
crossbow.
Yeah, 10 to 20 gold per
well,
book.
crossbows
Oh,
have
shit.
been very
Okay.
Yeah,
helpful.
they're
Yeah,
they're
you need, like,
expensive.
shields and-
He
If
doesn't
we
seem
got
to have
them
any
in a range,
concern about giving you
I
the
think you guys
books
need to have-
Right.
with your promise to
Yeah,
bring them
that's
back
like-
because
Well,
he
I'm
sees
still
you as
learning
a
to
deposit.
deposit.
Long range.
And hey, if
Yeah,
something
I know
happens
that.
to me,
They're
he'll
gonna
get his
be in
books
melee.
back,
That's why
then
I'm
you
giving
can
the
Well,
crossbow
I-
to
get
you.
them replaced.
he's
Adam,
to
One of the
him
others.
they
Yeah,
are
he's
religious
way
books. The
better with
the money is
crossbows.
irrelevant.
He's got-
Yeah,
he's
okay,
got-
fair
Okay, they have
Um,
religious value
And
to him
Jonathan-
more
I'll,
than anything
I'll
else.
get some like
terrible at melee,
wax
but really
leather or
good at
something,
range.
and
What kind of shields do they have?
Normal
wrap 'em up.
shields.
Okay.
before
Okay.
So
So that's not gonna help.
I'll try to make them waterproof in case
I'll
I
come with
fall
them,
into a
hopefully.
fucking river or something.
Okay.
Kill
Do they have
the things in the river.
headgear or no?
No. All the only armor they have
Okay.
is mail shirts.
So, assuming I think I hear your plan is to head south to deal with whatever the threat is on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, near us.
How many of the NPCs are you bringing?
Yes.
We're
Are you
bringing.
bringing Gorp or
Group of
Steve?
20. Head south.
We're bringing my
Oh,
okay.
okay.
retinue.
Well, he said he wasn't
recruits.
even gonna come. He's gonna stay with
He's gonna stay with the
Warping
boat.
that with his boat.
Okay.
I
Keep
want
an
to
eye
make
on
sure
it.
everything goes straight and things don't happen with the boat since there's someone else messing with it.
He doesn't trust this dwarf.
Dwarves are pesky, man.
The 3 other dwarfs on your crew say, "What are you talking about?" 3.
2.
He's
Two,
got 2. and he's got
one.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Two
had
of them
2
died.
more.
No,
Are
2
you-
died.
Yeah, I know. I thought you got 2 replacements.
Halfling just has a
No,
beard.
halfling and
Tell
human.
me.
Those
That's
were
right, the
replacements.
halfling.
Halfling just has a beard.
Keep your eye on it.
He's been making the
So-
fish palatable.
South of here.
Yeah, he's a good cook.
So we're gonna go down
I
there
accept
because
his
he got-
cooking.
he
Okay.
got forced into work, so we're gonna go down there and try to clear out anything that's down there. Try to figure out if it was a troll attack on the boat. If it was, if we can get the river open back up,
Ooh.
we can make a lot of money because there are no
Trolls like
currently
fire,
any boats
I
taking
cast
fires
fire.
back and forth.
Mhm.
We can make that short trail.
And there's a wine shortage.
Right,
There is a wine shortage and a coal
Do
shortage.
we?
right. So we could legit.
Yeah,
Be
too bad
productive
somebody
to
put
have corp.
Well, if I mean that would make it
barge full of coal we could have
No.
stolen
or
and
we,
reused.
whichever
We
one.
stopped by Aldorf, picked up some coal.
Well, I don't
Since
know.
we're going
Your
back
knowledge
down
is legit.
towards that one book,
Yeah,
that one
just
town
swing
that
by
happened,
Altdorf.
that happened
Same time he has a
to
big crossbow.
lose all of its coal. We
So
have a
we're gonna
convenient
spend money
supply
on
of coal here. We're
So
willing
you
to
decide-
sell.
That is so incredibly
supply.
I'm asking which one.
It's a couple weeks afterwards.
Well, I think
So,
we're not-
Just swing by Altdorf.
space we're gonna
Easy.
be out,
No.
which will be-
Hey,
I'm avoiding
While we're
Altdorf.
there, we can stop at college.
Okay,
Spend a couple weeks
so
there.
the first question I have is, how are you guys traveling south along the river?
Warhorse. We're not taking the boat, so I'm
Right.
gonna ride my warhorse.
You guys riding your warhorse?
Mm-hmm.
And you're, other than the boat people,
Hold on.
He's trying to decide if he or Dips.
Do you think dip up close would be more helpful or gorp who's more long range?
We need range.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll send Gorp, Dip, and Renato will stay.
Dip and Renato are saying you're going to play Gorp then for that. Okay, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, one advantage you have with some extra NPCs, you can swap out their equivalent characters. Not a big deal. Okay, I'm assuming the Troll Slayer wants to go to kill a troll, at least a few trolls. And are you bringing both of your guys,
I'm
or
bringing
all
all of
5,
them.
all 4 of your guys? Okay, so we got a lot of guys.
Um,
Are you going?
the half of the
Adam?
noblemen might not.
Giselle.
Halfling counts as half a person.
Giselle's not going.
Giselle's
the
staying.
noblemen-
Okay.
The noblemen might not be a good idea to bring into combat against.
Yeah, that's it.
Generally, nobody's good to bring in against combat against trolls.
Their
Actually,
weapons are
Giselle will
probably
go, but
as
she'll
good as
specifically
they
say
get
out
in
of
all your
combat
skills and
to take notes.
characteristics.
Slayer's pretty good against trolls.
Okay.
Sure it isn't all that
I don't know if you necessarily will have that choice, but you can certainly do that.
So we can use
fine,
And-
just stay at the boat, it's fine.
Okay.
we can
And
get
you're
all 4
riding
of
your,
them
you're
if
riding
we
your
have
warhorse
boats
with,
and
and
engines,
you're riding your
or
warhorse.
we
I'm
can use
assuming.
2 of them
I wasn't thinking we were
for
going to bring the war horses just because trolls like to eat war horses.
I'd say we should do the 2 breastplates because
Just so
Borgars
quick.
and Dimzod are really good
Why are
in
we so
melee.
firm on
And I probably want to have Adam and Jonathan because they're
Then what's the
actually
point in having the
way
horse?
better at
Okay.
range.
The
than
rank
other
up?
Well, then I will sell
The
their
prestige.
shirts. You go ahead and give
I'm
them
riding
both
my horse.
breastplates.
Okay.
Just the 2 of them.
Which
The
is
horse-
stupid because you can't get ride skill
Until
until
you-
after you acquire
Yeah.
the
Okay,
horse.
so this
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have. That's
this is
why
coming
you
out of
need
my
the
money,
horse.
not the group's money.
Dumb.
Well,
So
no,
you
because
You
you.
don't die in the week
I'll
of
gladly
training
take,
with the war horse, and then all of a
some
sudden
back
the war horse is
later.
dead. We have to buy another
Right. I
70
mean,
gold war
function,
horse.
functionally,
so
you have
take
the
out
horse.
the
Now
horse
you need to
per
learn the
breastplate.
basic skills.
Yeah.
Your 2
Okay.
main
So
form-
leaving the horse in
Yeah.
town is
The
completely
17
plausible
armor
from
types.
the setting, or you can bring the horse and ride the
I want to
horse.
be that badass riding the warhorse.
That's up to
And then you
you.
run into the troll that just goes smack.
Yeah, eats the horse.
So it's a warhorse, right? So it's strong. Like I can ride for a few miles, and you can ride
For a
little
mile or
bit,
2, and
right?
then I could ride a few more miles, and then you can ride a mile, and
We could ride together.
I'll leave the horse.
okay.
Back mount.
I was gonna
And the
have to
main thing
remind
is-
you of the last character you had in Rolemaster that had a warhorse.
They haven't had a good history with horses.
What happened?
I was
And that's-
Yeah.
20 gold.
If it had anything to do with me and Rolemaster, it was like,
I'm just letting you know. So that's what I just.
Okay,
He was
that's-
literally the character
It-
he's
it-
playing
obviously,
now.
'cause I-
You know,
I benefit from them
1819,
being frontline
Barded
strong.
warhorse.
Okay, let's go. Let's
Yep.
go trolls.
Let's
I forgot
kill
about
some
that.
trolls.
Okay, so you guys gather up your gear and equipment. You guys have food?
No, I was going to probably buy some food, but
Okay.
I
There
want-
are no roads heading downriver.
Okay.
So there are, and according to them, it's wilderness most of the way. So there aren't any taverns, etc.
He upgraded the 2 dwarves' armor to breastplates. That's
Okay.
armor class.
That
I-
third,
17.
that third person's boat's not fixed.
No.
Before, yeah, can I investigate the other boat? I want to look at it and see
Yes.
if I can figure out if it's
Well,
more black powder explosion-y, or if it looks like it was crushed in from the outside like a troll attack.
You take a look at it. Do you have any skills like engineering or anything like that?
What? What was that a problem?
13 is the worst class you can get.
No.
No.
5 is the
I
worst
have-
you can get.
I was about to say.
5 and 6 are really bad.
I got Gilder's etiquette. Can I
No.
get
What-
the boatman, the dwarf?
Yeah, I mean, you go over there and start taking a look. The dwarf is willing to talk. He
Yeah.
seems very open. He has a crew working on painting your boat. It's up on stilts at this point and being painted on all sides. It's a very nice brown actually. The other boat, he's pulled it up and it's up on the back of it's up on sort of a ramp. There's a section right near the rudder that looks like the rudder was cut in half by almost like a bladed weapon of some sort. Like it ran into a large rock at high speed and got torn off. And then there's a section of the planks on the bottom that look like they've been torn out from the boat
River cracking.
From the inside.
from the outside.
Oh, from the outside.
All right,
Okay.
they're ripped out. Now it might have been something inside pushing out,
Right.
or it might have been something outside
Ripping
pulling
it apart.
pulling it open.
Big enough to
But something from what he says, what the boat captain at the time said is he was cruising along the river, a couple miles south of town, when it felt like he hit a sandbar or some rocks that have never been there before. Heard some tearing sounds, and next thing he knew, there was water flooding into the bottom. It was only because he didn't have cargo on his way north that the boat didn't sink almost immediately, and he was able to keep moving and get it up to Grunberg where it was able to get salvaged out.
So no charring, no explosion, no burning or anything on there.
No,
just-
nothing
okay.
like that.
Okay. Yep, I'm good.
And
then.
according to the dwarf, this is one he maintains with some regularity because this boat goes up and down from Auerswald to Grunberg every couple of weeks.
Okay.
So he always sees it, takes care of it. It's not like it was in bad condition or anything.
Gotcha.
So from what they say, it was something in the river basically took a bite out of the back of the boat.
It's about 2 miles south of here, guys. I'll go
Potentially.
Back. Yep. See if we can. So are we walking this? We're walking this, right?
Okay.
I'd say we'd get there before sundown.
So 2
You're
days.
gonna be doing your
River
troll
pit?
call.
Not yet. It's daytime.
Well, if it's
I'm
2
really
miles in
Okay.
the wilderness,
Rotfurt specifically, it's about a week by boat to Auerswald.
Okay.
It'll be about to Rotfurt. It'll be about 5 days walk through the wilderness.
okay.
Okay,
Going to Rockford.
if that's where you're going. Okay, that's the closest
You'll be on the
used to be
western or
town
eastern
along the river.
side of the river.
Okay, that is located here. There's no other settlements or anything between here and there. It's about a good 12 days or so to Auerswald through the wilderness.
Yeah.
Okay,
We won't be on the
We can go to
western or
Rockford,
eastern
but it's nothing
side
but
of the
burnt
river
houses.
when traveling down.
Which side of the river is
Rockford?
Allsburg?
Auerswald's on
Eastern.
Grunberg's side, on the eastern side.
Yep.
Rotford is on the western side.
Well, we'll just stay on this side then. I mean,
Eastern. Okay.
yeah, we don't
Is
need
it,
to cross
is,
over.
which one got destroyed?
Rockford.
Rotford on the western side. Now, here at Grunberg, there is a ford over the river.
Yeah.
You can easily cross over, no problem. Further down the river, it's a wide, swiftly moving river. There is no easy crossing.
I thought Rockford had a crossing.
No,
No,
it
it
did
didn't.
not. It just had some docks. The next crossing is past Auerswald, all the way down to Stimmigen. That's where the next road crossing is.
Okay.
I'd rather go on the other side where Rockford is.
So are you
Well,
two coming?
that's the burnout town with nothing
Yes.
there, and he knows
Okay, yeah.
that.
Is Casell
Whereas
coming?
all involved is
No.
not,
No?
and it's something we can.
Let's get going. Let's get going.
Yeah.
Running out of daylight.
So is it? Well, he knows how Rockford got destroyed.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I need
So
to
this
get
isn't like, yeah,
warrant
it is
or
a
piece of
mystery how
paper
how it got destroyed.
saying that I'm
Um,
from
is it
Grunberg investigating what happened?
is it wilderness that's on both sides of the.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
And then eventually a day out from Rockford, it's vineyards, but that's all burnt at this point.
Yeah, there's no
also.
more wine.
Yeah.
Wine shortage.
We don't want the chaos grapes anyway.
Is there something on the other side you're thinking of, or just
I didn't realize that was the town that he saw the witch
burn it?
hunters burn it down. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stay on this side then. Yeah.
You stay on the eastern side?
Yep.
Okay, and you guys head south?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we get like a telescope to see across the river?
Okay. You guys head south. How many people do we actually have?
Let's see. 5, including me with my recruit.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11, that's not too bad.
About a dozen.
Yeah, a little bit more, a little less than a dozen. No
I
horses
hired
and everything.
6 people.
You hired another 6 just to fill out the number to an even.
Yeah.
That way it's an even 17.
Right. I mean, I know numbers like I know my words.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah, half more dozen.
Are you guys traveling specifically at only in the day? Traveling at night? Are you continuing your troll call?
Yes.
Okay. I figured that was an easy answer.
Okay, since we're looking for trolls,
Yep.
are torches. Does the boatman have tar? He said he has tar.
Town has plenty of torches.
No. I want to make tar torches. Like
That's what they are. A basic cloth torch has to have a fuel source, otherwise it only burns for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, torches
I
would.
want something that we can like.
Tar doesn't burn as good easily as you think, dude. Pitch
Yeah.
is what
I
burns.
might.
Pitch is really what you want, but yeah, they have torches that would. I mean, a stereotypical role-playing torch mechanics is what we're talking about. You can fight with it, etc., and try to light things on fire if that's what your intent is.
Yep.
It's not realistic by any means, but for our purposes, it's good enough.
Okay.
I could light your weapon on fire mid-combat if you want me to.
Well, theoretically, I have the ability to do that too.
It'll-
Sigmar
You mean yours
has
is
not
already
shined
on
on my
fire.
ass in a while.
It'll only take him 3 or 4 rounds
Yeah.
to do it.
I'm all for it.
Dad,
all of
Trolls like on fire.
There's no more wilderness if we burn it all to the ground.
Okay.
is it possible to make a few of Jonathan's arrows into fire arrows?
No.
Like wrap the big cloth on the tip and then put in tar and then light it in fire?
Can you wrap cloth around it and put tar on it? Absolutely. Will they fly effectively? No, because they're not fire arrows as such. Now, if you want to, quote, purchase fire arrows, you can certainly do that if you want.
I mean, I'm not sure if fire would be a good thing against river krakens
It's
or
also not a
trolls.
It's also not a good idea to wrap your thing in cloth and then get it to fire.
So,
Yep.
any other preparations people need?
No. Are we
Okay.
gonna travel all night, or are we gonna stop at night? And
We're
not
set
traveling
boundaries?
at night.
Okay.
No.
Just want to make sure.
Well, you got to have time to blow your horn.
Right. Right. You got to bring them into your trap.
That's right.
Do we have bear trap?
Make sure
no,
you do
sorry,
that in
wrong
private,
one.
right?
Yeah, wrong.
Bear traps are too small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Troll
That
trap.
other campaign, we have 12 super bear traps in it.
You're just dragging these big troll traps.
I just need bait.
Did you tell him
You
about
stand
how
in the middle of it and just clumps.
Did
What?
Sean tell you about how he like almost made us all believe that we were all dead?
We all jump through a portal.
Oh.
He shuts his computer and he goes, "Well, you're all dead," and goes to get up, and we're all like,
The last
That would not be the first
"No,"
time.
and that's
no,
what he said.
in the last campaign, they had a I forget what the scenario was. They had a stone portal that was like an astral portal to another area that they had finally figured out how to open, but they didn't know what it could do. So one person jumped through.
Me-
They started calling for him, no response. George ended up tying a rope to himself and stepping through, and as soon as he went through, the rope severed off and fell to the ground. Everybody is obviously playing with the mindset of, well, Sean wouldn't kill everybody, so we're all one at a time diving in. And after a couple of people, everybody else got brave, and everybody said, I go. Great, last person, what do you want to do? And they were a little cautious. They weren't sure about it. That was Carter.
You stuck with a horse for 5 minutes.
He took his time, and then eventually Carter said, okay, fine, I go in too. I said, okay, great. I guess next week everybody make a level 1 character.
Well, see, I
His
said
stomach. Right.
I said yes because I was like, I might as well advance the plot of the story. 'Cause I'm wasting time to start here. And so I was like, okay, might as well
Sounds like
advance the
trolls.
plot.
Yep.
Walked in and he was like, we're dead. And I was like, oh, come on.
It wasn't an issue. I took the opportunity because they're new enough to me to not necessarily know all those tricks.
Because this isn't the first time I've done this. I did it for real, and we're all like, okay, we all know now.
we have done it.
Noted.
There have been times where people get
We
convinced.
took rope. Nobody at the other end threw it into the portal, and it sucked the rope in. We're like, all right, it goes somewhere. It's got to go somewhere. So the first person was like, all right, dang it, I do it. Jumps in. Boom, gone. Like, all right. Exactly like you guys. Each one of us one at a time. Finally got the last person. They're like, well, I'm by myself. What am I going to do?
Right, I gotta go.
Gotta go. So they jumped. He was like, all right, everybody make new characters. We're all like, what? It's like, you all just jumped into it. It was like, a, I don't know, like sphere
Sphere of annihilation.
We all just dove into a sphere of annihilation.
Because it specifically, you touch it, you're gone.
That's horrible.
Everything about belongings and all just
It's outstanding, though.
Yeah. So they enjoyed the joke.
We learned.
I did not.
All right.
Okay.
So
So, yeah, well,
Okay.
We're camping at
Camping,
night.
yep.
We're traveling during the day.
Okay.
You're blowing your horn.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
you're
And
born a little bit away from camp, so you're like,
have time.
yeah, we'll have
I
time
need
to
bait.
actually.
your bait.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'll wander away from camp.
okay, go a little bit of distance. Okay, and you're one of the few that can
Can
see
see.
somewhat at
Yeah.
night.
Right.
Okay, so your
30
plan is to
yards.
camp at night. Are you guys going to keep a watch?
I'm gonna watch it
Yeah.
during
Well, you
away
can't,
from camp.
and that's fine. At the same point, you also have to travel during the day,
Right.
so you're going to get exhausted. You have to sleep at some point, even as a dwarf.
There's 11 on this, right?
There is. Okay. Now I have no problem if you want to stay up later into the night, blowing your horn, etc. While everybody just sort of camping out, resting and relaxing for the evening.
I prefer to be in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
We could shift it up at night and avoid the whole exhaustion every single.
Right. I mean, in concept, you could make camp, get some sleep initially. Middle of the night, get up, go wandering about the wilderness, getting eaten, while everybody else keeps their own watch.
We just find the horn.
Why didn't you
No, we
take the
find,
horn?
we find a troll blowing the horn.
Yeah.
That's right.
Turn them into a troll. Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, keeping watch at night. And
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The troll horde works really well as a party call too, because in the morning, if they still hear the horn, they're going to go looking for you.
they're like buffet.
So the trolls are there. "Rrrr."
We like the
Here they
fat ones
come.
in the metal shell. That's what we like.
Too bad trolls about
All right.
And I've cautioned them numerous times about the Empire world system of nobody wanders at night, and definitely not in the wilderness,
Right.
because that's when things jump out and eat you. So I know you're familiar with it.
Yep.
So
I'm not going far away from camp. I just want to point that
right,
out.
you just go
because
you go 20, 30,
There you go.
100 feet.
Is this going to be the
Is that
same
Robert?
type as what we found by the mine, where it's really dense for a few feet, and then it gets, as you get in, it's easier to traverse? Like not a lot of low scrub; it's more big trees.
It is bigger, older trees,
Okay.
given that it's older forest. There are, I would equate it to a lot of leaf coverage on the ground and not much in the way of undergrowth.
Okay, that's what I
Okay.
say. If I needed to clear the area when we're camping at night,
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
you
to
have
make sure
enough.
we
You have
did
enough. There's plenty of spaces here and there. The ground isn't. It's definitely not even and
Yeah.
flat. It's lots of hills and drops and things like that. But there's not much in the way of underbrush. It's more of just really big trees in that area.
picturing
Okay.
the German Black Forest. Huh?
Yeah.
Less German black forest and more of like the English forest.
Okay.
German black forest would be like non-stop pine trees
Right.
and flat for the most part.
Okay.
English forest is more of a oak and
Deep
coniferous
dark woods.
trees
Yeah.
and less undergrowth because of heavy leaves over the years.
Yeah, no.
Because this is old forest, not newer stuff.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I just want to
So-
make sure.
Places
we
like
could
Glen
see
Helen
some.
and whatnot, where they have no
Yeah, I
trees
mean,
that kill
unlike
off all the undergrowth.
Ohio has tons of underbrush
Right.
because it's not
The
really
light still
old
gets
forest.
through, yeah.
Yeah, some of the older forest around here is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of it has a shit ton of underbrush.
So,
Okay.
anyways, so you guys are traveling during the day. Give me a watch schedule for who's doing what at night. Other than at least a few hours, you're going to be out there singing for trolls.
So I'll sleep. I'll go to sleep early because I'm an old man and I'll do that. And then I'll take the second.
Well, and
half
you got
of the
10 other
watch.
people to protect you.
Right. Well, they should. I'm important. But yeah, I'll take the second half of the watch if someone else will take it with me. So with some perception.
I'd say.
No, that's not
well,
me.
That's not.
Yeah.
No,
You definitely want some perceptive people if you're taking
At
watches.
night, yes.
So
yeah,
what,
no, my guys and me are perceptive.
Okay.
what are you doing? 5 2-hour shifts with 2 people on most, 3 people on one of them?
Well, I thought because if it's a 2-hour shift, we'll be exhausted at all.
Wizards
in the morning.
need 16 hours of sleep.
I'll help with
A
my
2
15
hours.
perception.
Like
2 hours staying. What? No, you'd be fine.
okay, I didn't know if that made a difference. 'cause
No,
if
no,
not,
I-
I was going to just do one whole night, then
I
the
don't
next
see you
day we
casting
switch,
spells.
and then but that's okay if
You can do that. I mean, some people stay on watch one night, then everybody else the next night.
Maybe it's like you
But
get 16
then you
hours
have
of
half
sleep.
the group exhausted that day.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Oh,
2
that
hours
won't
shifts
work.
are
I
better.
tried. It didn't work.
I'm relatively flexible. If you come up with a reasonable shift schedule, and it's not I stay up every night all night,
Yeah,
I'll work with whatever.
that's fine. 2 hours. I mean, 2 hours, and then if I keep one of your
Yeah, we can
frontliners with me.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's,
we should be
let's
having
say-
Dan keep watch.
Yeah.
let's say me,
Well, maybe not that
Dimzod does the first shift more with
With
him,
Okay.
Okay.
and then me and Borgar, I guess, will take the second half
Okay.
of it.
So then
But it's
2 more
not-
shifts.
I'll take one.
Okay.
I'm sleeping in my armor on my
So
bed.
there's 5 shifts, right?
Well, is it
If
10,
you're doing-
10 hours? or
Yeah,
8
10 hours
Okay.
would make sense.
Okay.
That way everybody
I'll
gets 8
take-
hours of sleep.
I'll take 2 of them in the middle. That's it. Is 6
Yeah.
hours going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay.
that. Like I said, I'm relatively flexible on it.
May not be the greatest.
Especially as a
Still want-
dwarf,
Okay,
you
okay,
could
you
fight
take
through an
one with-
exhaustion like that.
I have 15 perception.
That's fine. You take one with him. You can back him up.
Right. Okay, and I'm assuming, Ben, you're leading this expedition as the soldier, or are you deferring to somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
the first half.
So
For the
you
slip.
guys are heading. Your plan is to head down the
Forward.
eastern coast of the river,
Sleeping.
Yeah.
sleep as necessary along the way, and then are you planning to head towards Auerswald or go a certain number of days and turn back? Assuming you don't run into anything, where are you headed?
Around 2 to 3 miles down the river, because that's where the
Attack was.
captain said the attack was, and then start investigating around that area and see if we can figure out anything that attacked the
Okay.
Borgar.
And then from there, what are you planning to do? I mean, assuming you don't have any direct destination or anything.
You said it's 5 days on foot.
It is on if you're on the western side. Well, 5 days roughly on foot to Rotford.
Okay.
But if you're on the eastern side, you're gonna have to figure out a way to cross the river.
Well, if we want to go to Rockford.
If you want to go to Rotford.
I meant like.
If you want to go to Auerswald, it's about 12 days walk through the wilderness.
Okay.
Okay. My question is, assuming you don't find anything,
Right.
okay, is your intent to continue heading south to Auerswald, or you're going to go X number of days, we didn't find anything, turn back and head back?
Your orders were to check out where the
Yeah,
attack
check out
happened,
the
right? Or was it to
check
clear
out the
the
town
entire way?
and secure the trade routes
Okay.
between Grunberg and
Altar.
Arswold.
Auerswald.
So we should do that. I mean, go the entire way to make sure it's clear. Because again, we will profit from an open trade route, and by the time we get back,
And I might get rewarded for my.
we're looking at 24 days round trip. Yeah.
Well,
If you go through the wilderness, yes.
Yikes.
But if we clear it, then there's got to be a boat there we could all ride back.
There are boats at Auerswald, yes. You could
Yeah.
take that, and then it's only a week back.
Yeah. So we're looking at 19 days, 10 days, and we all get it. All the
A lot
training.
of food to carry.
It is. But you got horses. Thank
why
goodness.
we
No,
have-
that's the thing. We're not bringing.
That's why you have
horses.
dwarfs.
Yeah, that's why we have dwarves.
That's right.
They're sturdy. They can carry a lot.
Hey, is
Yeah.
is old Strongback coming?
No.
Oh.
Oh, speak Strongbacks
Yeah,
Me
they're all sturdy.
and the 2
Oh.
dwarves.
Cool.
I think all the dwarves are sturdy.
Yeah.
You're probably sturdy too.
Sturdy, but not strong back.
Yeah.
So
Me.
so
I'm
we
not
need
sure if Adam is.
So,
12 days of food.
You guys got a bunch of
I
food.
Yeah.
am sturdy.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can work through the
Yep.
bookkeeping as far as that.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
got lots of.
So you guys
food
head
to carry.
south along the river, and you get to where the scene of the attack supposedly is, a couple of miles downriver. relatively quickly. By the really the morning of the first day, it's not very far from the town. Give me. Is there an outdoor survival?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Any of you who have it, if it's a trained skill only. If it's not trained, then everybody can roll.
It's a basic.
Feel free to roll and let me know who gets the highest success level.
What's it based off of?
Intelligent.
Probably initiative.
Intelligence.
INC.
It's based off of ballistic skill.
Oh, that's the case.
98.
98,
103.
103.
Hey. So,
I
is
think
this
it-
one you can open end and roll again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did get evaluated score.
98,
Skill.
55 is
Keep that.
53, and then add my.
Evaluate the troll.
another-
I
That
got
might be
mine.
useful.
I have a 61.
34. So,
Got trained.
man, I'm hurting. 180
give me a minute,
change.
I'm-
180. Okay.
I'm only for all the
Okay.
soldiers.
Unless you get over 100 plus, Andy's currently winning. He's
Andy's
at
like,
180.
it's rolling.
I got a
He's like
98. I open ended the
Yeah,
first time, so
he's
one-
probably as good as most of you are
Yeah.
going to get, so it's kind of
It
irrelevant.
must be ballistic skill.
I'm not necessarily worried about everybody rolling because assuming you're sharing information.
Oh,
you're
yes,
fine.
I can read
Troll
this.
must
Line.
have used some projectile because you calculated like the trajectory of,
Yes.
of
Right.
the troll.
So you guys spread out in that general area, start searching the riverbank and everything for any sort of sign. Obviously, you're not going to find anything in the river per se.
I got 184.
Okay, so both of you are very successful. The two of you naturally congregate together, searching along the way, discussing different options. A bit down the river, and the river in this area flows north. So a little bit closer towards Grunberg, you find the remnants of several planks of wood that match what the boat was made from. You don't find any sign of the keel, the rudder itself, but what looks like a panel from the bottom of the boat. It has what appears to be possibly gigantic teeth marks, maybe claw marks, something with a rough bite size or angle of maybe about this.
I'm gonna.
No sucker prints on it?
No sucker prints.
Okay,
Do
not
they-
a river crag,
Do
which
they
we
involve us with that?
I'm assuming everybody is sharing information unless
yeah.
you specifically say otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're walking along the riverbank, and you find a piece of driftwood effectively in the reeds that matches that description. Okay.
I want to check it out and see if I feel like it really could have been caused by a troll with my troll lore.
I show that right to
Okay.
the Slayer. Like, here you go, man. Is this what you're looking for?
Okay, give me a troll lore skill.
All the doors.
Never mind.
No,
How,
could have been.
How about?
Looks like trolls to you.
Well,
How badly did you roll?
48.
48 net? Yeah, it definitely could have been trolls.
Uh,
Not sure exactly how. You're not sure they have that big of a bite, but their claws could have made it. And it looks like the wood has been chewed on afterwards.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Now, from what you recall of river trolls, they like rivers. This certainly seems like their type of area.
Okay. And any tracks or anything in the area?
No, you don't find any tracks.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, should we camp here for the night? And because we don't see, I mean, where you would see a sandbar sort of from the change in
Well,
river distance.
according to the boat captain, there are no
Right.
rocks in
That
this
he knows,
area.
yeah.
Right. So, I mean, and he goes up and down the river every
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
So he's very familiar with this stretch of the river. That's what caught him off guard because he didn't expect anything to hit the boat. Okay.
So, for these shifts, I'm specifically having my recruits
Not
and
drag
I
train
sleep
by,
in our
our-
armor because this is in the more dangerous area. 'cause
Okay. Now,
this is where-
again, you guys are only about 2 miles from
Drag
town.
train.
Yeah.
It's literally about
Across the river,
45
watch
minutes
boats
walk.
that you can-
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you guys you're camping here? Is what I
Well,
heard.
no, if we've got still daylight hours, we should keep going.
You still got most of the day. You've
Yeah.
only been gone for 45 minutes to an hour. 2 hours maybe after searching.
Gotcha. I didn't know how long it was.
No,
taking us to get through the
it's
woods.
really fairly close to town.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Keep going north or south. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get as far south as we can.
Found what we found.
Okay, so you guys continue heading south. Every night you go through a similar routine, pitching camp, cooking some food, trying to heat up your trail ration, nuts, and so forth, trying to swallow what you can out of the poor quality food. You pull some fish out of the river every so often. The further you go from Grunberg, the harder it seems to be to catch anything. Almost like there's less fish, or they're more skittish. Okay. After about the second day, you're basically not catching anything. You're trying, and you certainly are doing the right things as far as your skill. You don't seem to be catching much. Okay.
I'll make sure everyone else is aware of that.
Okay. You don't get any direct signs of trolls or other creatures, but as nights come by, you guys get progressively nervous that something or someone is watching you. Doesn't help that every night around 2 a.m. you hear trolls in the distance from the troll call, which, despite your familiarity with it, always startles all of you awake every single time at 2 a.m.
It's the alarm clock.
Which, although it doesn't necessarily directly fatigue everybody, certainly works on your nerves. Since at night, the shadows are heavy with the trees sort of looming over. The moon is relatively thin this time of month. There isn't much out there. No sign of Moorsleep currently.
It's not green, though.
No, Moorsleep is not out currently. What little light there is reflects off the top of the river. And more than once, those of you who are on watch, you see ripples or movement in the river reflecting off the light. At first you think maybe it's just fish. But again, as the fisherman says, there aren't any fish out there. You start thinking, okay, maybe there's something else in the river. Nothing particularly attacks you or anything like that. But you do get the sense of more and more fearsome things just sort of lurking in the shadows just in the forest. So you guys tend to stay pretty much right on the riverbank at the edge of the trees as you guys head south.
How big is the troll call? Is it just like a whistle or something? Or just like
it looks sort of like a hollowed out oxen knee bone that they've hollowed out. So it's probably a good size like this. And every time he like holds it up like a big shell and goes brrr, brrr.
On my watch, I am going to sneakily take it from him.
Which watch is he on?
He is on the third watch, right before you get up.
So I'm on the last two watches. I would not have been okay with that.
Yeah, he would have been right.
Said
He
in the
wants
middle of the
in
night is
the
my
middle.
watch.
Okay.
Well, in that case, his watch is right after yours.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how that happens.
Okay. So give me a stealth roll.
When we get towards the location where that shack was,
Yeah, that's
was like
that's
a
a fortune
day.
point.
Oh,
You're gonna
okay.
spend a fortune point to steal from the Slayer.
a
Oh,
day
he's just
outside
trying to-
of Rockford, that
he's
shack,
just trying to
whatever,
stop
the,
that I stayed at.
No,
I'll let
he's
people
trying to
know that
steal
there's a
from you.
shack
That
there.
that shack
trying
was
to
up
stop
the
him.
river,
I've
up
been
the
keeping
side
the
river
trolls
from
away with
Rockford,
this horn
up the
whole
western
time.
river.
Oh, it wasn't up
That's
there.
the
Oh,
thing.
that's
We're
Yeah.
That's what
trying
he
to.
does.
He's not harming
Attack
anybody.
the troll.
Okay. Is anybody else on watch with him?
With him? Yeah.
With him?
Yes.
Him.
Okay.
44.
So the
bet.
priest, you're on there with him, telling him,
Priest.
go get it.
Give me a perception check.
Hmm?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I don't need to.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay.
85.
85. Okay.
I'm watching this go down.
Okay. Give me a perception check then.
What perception?
Roll a 100.
I'm the one who told him to do it.
I'm being paid to do this. I'm being paid to do
Roll a
this.
100 Slayer.
85, 4.
84.
Oh,
Okay.
1 point higher.
Yeah,
Well,
I was
that-
asleep too, so.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you mess around with his stuff. Once or twice, he sort of rolls over, grumbling. Every time he almost reflexively grabs his axe. Rolls over. You go for the horn a second time, and as you're about to pick it up, he rolls over a third time and like hugs his axe and everything. Looks up sort of at you with. At first, you think he's wide awake, just staring at you, and then you realize He's just sleeping with his eyes wide open.
Creepy.
You manage to slowly and cautiously lift the horn off of him. At least you're able to pick it up. Now, it is secured with a cord around his neck, and he has a really big afro, as we've covered, over him.
Braided in his
So you'll have to cut the cord or try to remove it over his
The
head.
cord is his hair.
Yeah, no, I'll.
Okay.
What does that mean?
his
So
wrist.
you make a sound effect as you pull your knife, or you, okay,
No, I don't.
He's got a
okay,
I'll cut the cord.
He told me all about it.
okay, and you're
He's
using
trying
your
to say that
spring-loaded
I
arm.
get myself cut when I pick this body up.
I'm just
Okay,
effectively drawing my knife.
okay. You pull your knife out, cut the cord. Give me a second stealth check and a perception check.
I'll have a better one.
No, no.
Oh,
Well,
he did terribly, so.
you don't. Well, you.
You don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
That's called metagaming.
Metagaming.
He can use a fortune point
Do you
too.
have any
He
fortune
can use a resilient.
He can use a resolve and say, "This is important
I
to
thought
me."
you already had used 2 when you were blowing up the bow.
I have fortune points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't use a single fortune point while blowing.
Uh,
I used one.
I think you did
I
use
think
1 or
you
2.
used
I used
2.
one fortune point.
I'm pretty sure
to
you
get off
used
the
2
boat.
because you rolled. You said, "I'm going to have to use
Okay,
another one."
well,
No.
no. I'm
That's
at
right.
okay.
56.
56. What'd you
Oh,
get?
he beat me big
Uh,
time.
okay, so you managed to get the horn away from him.
Walk over, hand it to the priest.
Okay, and you blow the horn.
That'd be a great
I pull out
joke.
the 5 silver that I promised him.
Okay,
Hand it to him.
okay.
Paid him 5 cents.
Goes over to the Slayer's ear and
That's
blows
exactly,
the horn.
that's exactly what I was going to do.
Are we seeing animals of any kind? Deer, pig, anything?
Every so often during the day, you'll see
Yeah.
squirrels and maybe some rabbits, things like that. Nothing really significant near the waterline. Most of the big game seem to be sticking to the interior of the forest. During the night, you hear all sorts of disturbing noises. The forest seems to come alive at night.
I was hoping to find something large enough as bait. Like,
Well,
A
I have a
pig or
theory
something.
that him blowing the fucking horn is actually driving everything away.
well, I mean, that would make
So-
sense.
What are you doing with this
So
horn?
why would you take?
I'm gonna
Because he wants it to appear.
Go ahead. I'm asleep.
I'm walking over and I'm gonna make sure I'm out of range of his
the
axe. And I'm gonna blow that fucking thing as loud as I can.
Okay.
And just stand there staring at him.
Okay. You're startled to awake. It feels like you've just gone to sleep.
Okay.
When suddenly you hear a troll like feet away from you.
Reaching for a weapon coming up.
Yeah, you grab your axe, stand up, and then see the priest standing good 10 feet away from you, just out of arm's reach, holding your horn, blowing it.
If you blow this while I'm sleeping again, I'm gonna smash it. Understand?
Sure.
And I just throw it at his feet and I go
Okay.
back
He
down.
understands. He just doesn't care.
Next night, he does it right in your ear tail.
Pick it up, tie it back up. To my
Okay.
neck.
Okay.
Braids it in his beard.
Yep. And I look at him because I know he didn't come over and get it off my neck.
Not with all that armor he's wearing.
I'm super stealthy.
Hey, no, you just had to take a potion. You can rest
Okay.
for him.
Then I look around the forest to make sure it was the horn.
Yeah. You're fairly certain at this point the horn.
I get very disappointed.
yeah.
Curse him a little bit in Dwarven, and then go back to bed.
Okay.
Rifling through my coins.
You have noticed, every time you blow the horn at night, the sounds of the forest dissipate significantly. I mean, after 5-10 minutes or so, they come back.
Okay.
But it does seem to have an effect on the local wildlife
Okay.
every time. Currently, the forest is quiet because of the horn. Okay. About 5 days in, you guys spot you start to see vineyards on the western bank across the river. It's a good, couple 100 feet across the river. There is vineyards stretched out All of them appear to be charred and burned. And a fairly hefty section of the forest in that area has been burned as well. In the distance, you can see the remnants of the village. It looks like it was a very nice sort of Italian villa type theme. It's still smoking even after all this time. No sign of anything. A bit further down the river on the west coast, you see there's a stone dock that comes out. And the vineyards all surround the village. It looks like a few hundred people would have lived in the place, but it's cobblestones and stone buildings and so forth. Like I said, sort of an Italian villa type theme for the village.
Is there any boats?
No.
Just making sure.
Yep, no boats currently.
We might be expanding the business model.
Are there still the crucifixes?
You haven't gone that far south yet.
Didn't you tell us?
You're on the northern outskirts of the town on the eastern side. There's nothing on this side of the river. Everything's on the other side. Okay. You guys head a little bit further down. As you pass by the village on the western side, there's another stretch of the river that heads west into the foothills. Just past that, across that river on the western side is a stone bridge that crosses over. There's more vineyards on the southern side, and a single large winery building over there. At this point, crumbling and burnt down. Nothing but the foundation left of it. But it looked like a fairly large winery foundation type thing. Lots of burnt vineyards nearby around it, and looks like about 18 crucifixes standing in sort of scattered around in front of it. It looks like remnants of corpses, probably a month or so old, still being picked at by the crows.
It's a murder.
Yes, the crows did it.
I mean, well done, but
Okay.
That's the only spell that I remember from researching spells.
Now, to the south on your side, the tree line, a few miles further, you can see it starts to break open. There are some foothills and rocky lands to the east in that section, and before the forest picks up a few miles further along beyond it.
That might be where the trolls.
Does it look overgrown like it was when Faye was there, or does it look like
The fields?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look overgrown.
I didn't know if they came back.
Continue towards
they
the
should be
rockiness.
still
Or...
smoking though. A month later.
Oh yeah, if you've got wood and dirt.
You understand how long 9/11 burned?
That's different compared to
Okay,
a wooden
still.
stone building.
Flare.
But if it has a large basement and it's still smoking, that would make sense.
Okay.
Actually,
I didn't think you
I mean,
said it was smoking.
The main village itself, there is still smoke coming from it.
I'm just saying maybe it's
Not vast amounts,
wood smoke.
but it's
Maybe
obvious.
campfire smoke.
Yeah, I would say campfire smoke.
well, we're on the wrong side of the river for that right now, anyway.
Yeah.
Should listen to
Swim.
him.
Hey, Slayer,
No.
question.
Thus far, other than the disturbances from the horn,
river
and like I said, lots of noises from the animals and everything, you haven't seen or heard any signs of trolls or other creatures. Like I said, there is something definitely in the river. You see movement every so often, but nothing that bothers you on the shore.
Does it
And
ever get close to the shore?
no,
That's my first
it's
90s roll.
really the movement you see tends to be out in the middle of the river.
How far out is it?
120.
The river varies between
Just
200 and
an
300
actual
feet
answer.
across. So in the 100 to 200 range, pretty much the deepest areas that you would think.
But it's close enough to the surface that it's causing a disturbance.
It causes a disturbance on the surface every so often. You only see it at night when the moon's out and there's a reflection. And whoever's on watch, all of you over time have seen movement in the river. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same thing each
Right.
time, but there is certainly things in the river still.
I'm thinking, what do you guys think about us shooting a crossbow bolt into it
Well,
and seeing what it is?
I asked the Slayer a question about river trolls.
Mhm.
Like if
So-
river trolls would either like stay in the river or they would come out and make like a little camp by any caves or like forests.
And you actually succeeded that one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Aha!
122.
From what you recall of river trolls, they are aquatic,
Okay.
but amphibious. They can swim. They don't actually breathe water, but they can hold their breath for a normal amount of time. They hunt typically as ambush predators, and they like to hide out in the reeds and the weeds along this riverbank, where they can burrow themselves down into the mud and then leap out at whatever passerbys there might be.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
I'm relaying all this.
They use the water more as an attack style rather than a habitat. Yeah, they're much more akin to cave trolls normally, but they prefer damp, dank, muddy areas because they're from what you've been told from a dwarf standpoint, if they're away from water for too long, it makes them discomfortable. Their skin dries out, etc. So they tend to hang out by where water is to stay moisturized.
Gotcha.
And so forth. Something like what they're describing on Watch doesn't really match a troll because they're not really deep water swimmers. They can certainly swim well, but they don't hunt by just staying out in the river. You're far more likely to be wandering around the shore searching for their tracks when, like you said, a troll reaches out of the reeds and eats you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't go anywhere near the shore.
Yes. You're also highly aware of the troll's general attacks, which is grab you with their claws, rip you to shreds. If possible, if they get a good hold on you, they'll rip you in half. Or if you get them upset, they just vomit all over everybody. And
The odds
and
on this
spew
does not
acid.
seem in our favor.
Okay.
Sure they do. There's
To your knowledge,
look at all this wonderful fodder.
yeah, to your knowledge, although they do regenerate, fire doesn't necessarily affect them.
Okay.
Acid doesn't affect them,
Okay.
etc. So, if the group is thinking D&D style, I fight a troll with a flaming arrow, they don't like the arrows and they don't like the fire, but it doesn't necessarily do anything beyond that. No
Right.
special
So
abilities.
how do you actually kill a troll?
Removing their head takes care of that.
Yeah.
No.
I have no idea.
No.
Bullets do it.
So, is it
So
possible
from
to
his
kill him?
knowledge, how do you kill a river troll?
If you kill the troll from his knowledge, from his background and everything, but he's heard lots of stories of trolls, their body part will continuously regenerate. Doesn't matter. You can lop off a part of their arm, and eventually that arm will grow into another
So
troll.
you're just
You have
impossible.
you have to dispatch them, and then while they're regenerating, you have to incinerate or otherwise destroy the body. If you can do enough damage, you can eliminate it. But you've heard, you recall a story your grandpappy told you of a goblin who took a bite out of a troll and swallowed it, and it continued to grow, and despite the fact he had digestion, the goblin continued to grow with it and became an obese warlord
Yep.
because the troll body always regenerated
That
despite
used-
his stomach
Is
acid.
that still a talent that you could get or whatever?
I think so.
Troll gut or something
Yeah.
like that?
There's a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Generals goblin that's literally that. He's the size of a giant orc because he ate a piece of troll.
That's fantastic.
Outstanding.
And doesn't need to eat. Always has indigestion, but he has troll regeneration and
I'm absolutely gonna eat some trolls. I'm not even lying.
I did.
it was
I
a
had
fluke, but it's plausible.
I played with the GM that incorporated that into the game.
Uh-huh. So
We had like 3 party members die from it.
yeah, it's not something you generally want to do.
No.
But there have been cases of goblins that have survived. Generally, according to the background of that character, generally the goblins just die horribly as a troll bursts out of their belly.
Right, rips apart. Yeah.
Like the alien
Yeah.
egg.
So should we go? If we know that they're akin to cave trolls, go look at the rocky outcrops and see
Yeah.
if maybe there's a.
Was that across the river? Or is that
No,
on
that
our
was on
side?
No,
The-
that's on our side.
The hill section is south of you on the eastern side. There's a section on the map where the trees branch out, and there's
Okay.
a section of hills. Those are the rocky foothills, whatever that I'm commenting about. That certainly would be viable for troll territory. Or there may be other areas, or like you said, there's a possibility somebody's camping in the town, etc.
Or it's just something completely different in the water.
It could be lots of different things.
Going back to what you
How
were
do we get across the water?
Doesn't
boat.
your oh no, it creates water.
I thought you had floaties.
Yeah, your necklace. I thought for a minute. I thought
creates water.
Yeah, it creates water. It doesn't.
It's the opposite of what
We
I need
need
at the
that
moment.
tablet
No.
from the.
Hydrojet.
Correction, it does not create water.
It sucks it out of the local
It
area.
sucks water from the local region.
So getting that in the river totally drains the river. Makes it easy for us to.
Jab that in the river, wait a couple years, there we
Yeah.
go.
I don't know how fast it works.
I'd like to see what it does if you jam it into a troll.
Wait, no,
I was thinking the same thing.
it's bad.
What?
Going back to what you were saying,
Pretty
one during the
hydrated.
watch, shoot a crossbow bolt at whatever's in the water.
Huh?
We can try that if you want.
You guys down for that?
I was hoping to get and then when we get, that's fine. But I was thinking maybe going to the town to the south, getting some chain, a nice big hook to the tree, and toss some bait. Go
We can try
fishing.
that.
Can you suffocate a troll?
Don't know.
They don't have to breathe for a long time. He said, and they can
Yeah,
stay
but
underwater.
if we if it reaches out and we chain it around its neck and just hang it.
But they vomit acid.
Okay, we just stand from afar and watch it.
Well, no, they can vomit on the chain.
And then it
We
eats
make
the-
it
Well, just
vomit-proof
let's
chain.
see this through, right?
Have
So
you guys fought
the
a troll
troll,
yet?
the troll's
Not
stuck on the
yet.
bottom of the
Well,
river, right?
that-
It's got a chain
they
around
in-
it.
Not
they-
this-
It dies.
They informally did during our original
But it
play
regens,
testing for
and then
Rolemaster
dies.
Mechanics.
Regens,
And
then
a
stays
single
there
troll
forever.
against a group of 6
So
characters,
poor
they
fisherman's
totally
out there
thrashed
one day,
it.
Hooks it. Oh man, this is a big catch.
Any
Reels
challenge
it
is
up.
going to be scaled based on the group.
Oh, I can bring
That's
it.
why I
I'm
need to know how many
alive.
people are going
That would be horrible.
to know how many characters I can kill on the way.
Right?
Dad, you know why all the fish are located near Greenberg? There's no fishermen left. I killed them all.
It
So-
was not. There was no fish around Blackford when I came to. I kind of equated it to the Fae, enchanting the waters, but if it's still like this, I don't know.
Are you seeing? Well, if there's Fae in the water, does that affect your winds of magic?
No.
No.
Back rolls. Oh, that's good. Back rolls magical.
A fire in the sky.
But yeah, let's try
Okay.
your idea, shooting a crossbow bolt
Yeah.
or like
One
an
night I was just shooting
arrow.
a crossbow bolt
Okay,
into the
so you,
water.
the following night you're going to try to shoot at the river creature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, do we want to be
We're
up
gonna
for
just
that?
kill Thunka troll. and
If
be
he's
like,
if
what
he's
was that
telling
for?
us he's doing this,
Oh, I'm not doing it while we're doing sleeping. It's like, hey guys, this is what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do.
what-
Everybody get ready.
Yeah, while you guys are camp or getting ready for camp, resting in the evening, sort of stuff. If you spot something in the river, you guys will take shots at it. Okay.
so I wanted us to be awake.
Mm-hmm.
If
Not-
we're gonna do
not
that,
wakened up.
all of us stay awake that night. Take the chance of being fatigued the next day.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
it's not an uncommon enough occurrence.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're watching the river, there's a frequent enough occurrence
Okay.
of something out there.
Gotcha.
Like I said, in the evening when you guys are camping out, having food, etc., somebody's keeping watch.
And we'll
If you
see.
spot something, yeah, you could
Okay.
take a shot at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
um,
got like 3 crossbows in total.
Yeah, so amongst you guys set up that plan that evening, camping roughly east of Rotford at this point. At least once during the evening, you spot some movement, and you fire, 3 crossbows, I think?
You got
and a bow?
Got one too.
Gorp's
No,
got one.
Four.
the bow.
4 crossbows?
Four
Okay.
crossbows, yep.
So there's a volley of crossbow bolts and arrows flying out into the water. They make a lot of splash. It doesn't seem to react or do anything to whatever's in the water.
No, well, it was worth a try.
Yeah.
Watch this! I walk over to the water's edge.
Okay. Troll reaches up.
Anything happen?
No.
Splash my in the water.
Nope.
Turn around, walk away.
Okay.
Chickens.
Just dives in the water.
All right. So we go check out the foothills then with the caves. A
Yeah.
little further. We got to go that way anyway to get the next.
You gotta go past it. The foothills technically are a little bit off your path towards the east into the wilderness, but you can certainly check that area out if that's what you want to
But
do.
they lead right up to the river edge.
They're
right?
they're pretty much close. There's a gap in the forest
Yeah.
of several miles where the foothills are there, but it would take probably a day, maybe 2, to search that area for anything of note, unless you had some other indications.
Does this look like it was clear cut or
No?
No, just
Natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a way back, maybe? Instead of-
Go ahead and give me a outdoor survival roll for everybody.
I'm not even really sure what we're doing. To be honest, I'm kind of confused.
We're supposed to clear this route
Which is why I wanted
and
to
see if
go
there's anything in the
You can't
river.
pass a single outdoor survival. The whole campaign.
That's
Never
fine.
Never bad.
You don't need
Your
one.
city.
We'll borrow those after you.
Yeah, you're a wizard.
That's not-
Your outdoor survival is going to the cafeteria.
I have a really
Camping
good
out in the
outdoor
Holiday
survival.
Inn.
That's right.
It's some sort of survival based stuff.
8,
Intelligence.
16,
90,
98.
Don't have to worry about that one.
90s. I'm really good at it.
95?
Intelligence.
157.
157?
No, 189.
Okay.
not close to that.
I
Oh,
won't
never mind.
open it.
He's rolling good. Okay. You guys are searching around. As you head south, you spot a couple of things in this area that's different than what you found beforehand. First off, you find some older tracks of some sort of large-footed creature. Doesn't look like it has claws as such, but it looks almost, from the paw prints or footprints, almost like a crude bear or something like that. Easily a couple of feet in stance, but the paw prints or footprints are maybe this big round. Okay, something really big. They do bear a striking resemblance to what you'd seen previously.
Okay.
Okay, when he points them out. You also find a sort of an inlet, where just a natural inlet with the river, where there's like it's almost a tide pool, but obviously there's no tide here with the river, but just sort of a side inlet area that you come upon that smells horribly of fish. And looking in it, you see dozens of fish bones, discarded fish bodies, things like that, of something seems to have been eating here and discarding fish. In some cases as small as a couple of feet, up to rather large monsters of 4 or 5 feet in size. For the most part, they don't seem to be... You get the impression they're more of being eaten by an animal, given the condition of the carcasses, rather than a hunter who has been carving meat off, etc. Okay? In that area, you see several large webbed footprints leading to the river in the mud and east into the foothills.
Do river trolls have webbed feet?
Not sure.
Do river trolls have webbed feet?
Absolutely.
From what you've been told, helps
I
them swim.
got 108.
Yep, from what he's been told,
I think we
And
found.
it goes into the foothills.
goes
I
into
know.
the foothills.
I listened.
No, I was verifying because
I'm gonna
Leads to the river and into the foothills. They do seem recent.
Which
I
one's
think
more
we-
fresh, out or in?
There's a mix of both. It looks like quite a few trolls in this area.
I think we have found where they went. There's more than one. They're pack hunters, like you said. So,
All right.
you're a troll guy. So clearly
Yeah.
we have to
I'm
go
gonna
with your
signal
guy.
my recruits and
Okay.
basically for them to stay alert for any
Okay.
movement.
Let's go away.
We will wrap up here since I know we're getting close to the time that we definitely have to end. And then-
sorry, the bear print
Uh-huh.
ones, are they 2-legged or 4?
They appear to be two-legged. They appear to be older
Yeah.
by... Looks like the most recent one you can find looks to be maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks old.
Gotcha.
Maybe
When I
what happened-
discovered them, they were these vine monsters that attacked.
No, I'm gonna have to
Okay.
go back and watch.